The Bears.
Oh, God.
The Bears.
Oh, God. Oh, God. The
All right,
Bears.
guys, we are live. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
King PJ, he's the first person in the chat. What's up, King PJ?
What's up,
He's the-
mister?
What's going on, PJ? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Patrick?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, everybody, welcome to the chat. Riff Reaper, Bigger Mike, Bavith. He's here. He's a good subscriber of yours.
Yeah.
Pavith is great.
Yeah.
What's up, Corbin Cushman?
Pavith is fantastic.
Chris, Nate Harris.
Leo,
Yeah.
Alpha Evie, Michael G, Reiner, what's going on? Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here. Make sure you guys smack that like button, share the stream, just like Sean's about to do right now. And we want to welcome our guest this week, none other than the homie from New York, the Entertainah Talking Sports. What's up, Chris?
What is going on? I'm trying to pull up this chat here. I don't know why it's taking forever on my. I'll try to pull it up on the phone, but just looking forward to having this talk with you. Of course, you brought up your Bears. We got a game against you guys
Yes,
this week.
we do. Yes, we do. This
Wait.
coming up Friday.
So y'all play in the preseason and the regular season?
Yes,
That
isn't
doesn't happen often.
isn't that weird?
That's really weird. And it's
I
weird.
mean, Chris, I'm so sorry, man, but you're going to have to take that big fat L twice this year from the Bears.
Well, Josh, I don't want to remind you. I mean, I don't know if you remember what happened last year.
Oh, I
when,
remember what happened last year.
and,
You want me to refresh your memory? We went to New York without our starting quarterback. We took y'all to overtime, and we almost won.
Oh, well, let's be fair. Let's be fair. The only reason you took us to overtime is because Odell Beckham got alligator
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah, well, I mean, we make you guys pay for your mistakes, and we're going to make you pay this year. And now, this time, as far as the regular season goes, you're coming to Chicago.
This is true. This
And
is
you
true.
know the Chicago Bears
No,
did not forget what happened, that we lost to a team we had no business losing to, because I'm pretty sure you, just like Bad Dog, going into that week did not have y'all beating us that week, right?
No, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, and I'm going to be fair with you. Today, I actually did a win-loss prediction video on the Giants, and I had us losing to you guys, if I'm being completely honest. But I do give us a chance. I do give us a chance.
Well, one thing you guys did for sure that killed us was Saquon Barkley. I mean, he
he
right.
went off.
ate us up.
Yeah, well, I mean, our team revolves around Saquon Barkley. We win and lose with the running game. That period, end of story. He's our best weapon. And, yeah, when he runs effectively, we could beat anybody. But when he doesn't, we're going to lose. That's basically what it comes down to.
He's the best running back in the NFL going to 2019. I mean, he just does everything better than Zeke, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody's doing something better than Zeke right now. I mean, he's not playing.
Ooh, that is true. That is true.
On that note, I see Hello Lord donated $2 and says this thing again, talking about this guy.
Hell likes to troll me
Because
a
he's
lot.
Team Sean.
Hello,
And he's
like-
going to stand behind me. Thank you, Hello Lord. Thank you so much.
And we got another donation from Riff Reaper. Our boy Jared says, here's $5. Sean, send it to Dak towards his $40 million he is looking for. Thank you so much, Jared.
Thank you, Jared.
And we have another donation from EJ. Says, Dak wants $40 million. This is the first topic
I
we're going to
already
get
knew
into
this was
tonight,
gonna
guys.
happen.
Everyone point and laugh at the nearest Cowboys fan. Sorry, but he hasn't done enough to earn that much money. Sorry, Sean. And then he went ahead and spelled your name wrong.
How do you spell my name wrong? You've been subscribed to our channel for years.
And then we have one giant rebuttal. Shout out to him. Y'all go
Yeah.
check him out. $4.99 donation. He says, you guys got my favorite dolphin sex expert on. All joking aside, stop in to show some support.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
You always do, man.
Yeah.
You're awesome in the community. Everyone go check out One Giant Rebuttal. He's an awesome man. Great content creator. Thank you so much, guys, for the donations. But Entertainah, Sean, let's get into the first topic of the night. Oh, $2 donation from Hell Lord says Zeke over Saquon.
See, it's my boy.
He's got your back.
He's got my back.
But the first topic of tonight is going to be Dak Prescott.
Yes.
So earlier, oh wait, do we lose Chris? Chris, you there?
Oh, no.
Chris?
Chris.
Christopher! I think we lost Chris.
Well, that's completely disconnected. Let's maybe try and reconnect. All right, we'll read some comments here. We'll wait for it to get back. Oh, God. I mean, being a Giants fan is still better
Here
than
you
being a
go.
Dolphins fan.
Oh,
There
wait,
you go.
wait.
I
Who's back?
lost you guys.
We got you.
Yeah. I ran upstairs. I didn't know what was going on. Looks like we lost connection, but now we're good.
Okay. All right, cool. We're good.
Woo!
But yes, the first topic of the night, Entertainah and Sean, is
Yes.
going to be the report that happened earlier this morning, reported by Jane Slater, who covers the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
She said that Dak Prescott turned down $30 million and was seeking $40 million, which would make him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Now, hours later in the day, it was reported
by USA Today, or US Today, whatever it is.
USA Today Sports.
USA Today Sports, that was bullshit. So someone close to negotiations, close to the representatives of Dak, said that they have not requested that figure at all, and that the deal is going to get done. And then Jane Slater, apparently, she backtracked a little bit.
Yeah, she was saying that this is a business tactic.
Yeah.
There's negotiating going on,
Yeah.
and it's probably going to be closer to about $34 to $35 million. Now,
That makes more sense.
Now, take this into consideration, everybody.
Yeah.
The highest paid quarterback in the league right now per year is Russell Wilson with $35 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Roethlisberger, second place with $34 million. A-Rod at 33, Wentz at 32, and Matt Ryan at 30. So,
Yes.
$34 to $35 million, Chris, Sean, that would tie him up with as a top 2, top 3
With
paid
Russell Wilson.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Entertainah, we'll leave it to you first.
I'm going to be honest with you. Unfortunately, that's the way the NFL is nowadays, where if you're even an average quarterback, which is what I think Dak is, once you hit the open market after your rookie contract, you're getting paid. And it's just the way that the NFL works. We saw Matt Stafford become the highest paid quarterback, so on and so forth. It's every couple of years, an average quarterback gets paid top dollar.
Yep.
And that's what's happening here. If I was a general manager, I was talking to a couple of guys earlier today. If I was a general manager, I don't even know if this is allowed. I would try to, if I believed in my quarterback, I would try to lock him up long-term early on before he hit the open market. Give him more security, and maybe so you don't have to pay him $35 million for a guy like a Dak Prescott. But if I was a Cowboys fan and the general manager, personally what I would do, I would say go and test out the open market. See what you can get, because he ain't going to get near that on the open market, in my opinion. What team is going to pay this guy $35 million a year? Nobody. Nobody's going to get
Exactly
that.
right. I agree with that. I mean, he's going to be a free agent after this year.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I was watching That's Good Sports, Brandon Perna, and he was saying, you know who else is going to be gone possibly after this year? Tom Brady. I mean, what if the New England Patriots want a new quarterback?
Yeah.
They're not going to pay him that kind of money. And
No.
like Chris just said, no one's going to pay him that kind of money.
I don't know. Who you really don't think any team, no team out there would
It's
pay
going to make
Dak
him a top 3
a 30, 32 million.
A top 3
34.
paid
A guy
quarterback.
that's never missed a game in his career. It's durable.
$30 million.
It does not turn over the ball.
$30 million.
Now-
If he gets $30 million, that will make him as much as Matt Ryan. Is he
Yeah.
as good as Matt Ryan?
Well, he's been more durable, more consistent the last 3 years.
Matt Ryan has been an MVP in this league.
Yeah, he has. He has. Don't get me wrong. But
And
that
he
was 1
had
year.
a great year last year, too. He had a great year last year, too, even though they didn't have a good record with all the
Yeah.
injuries, Matt Ryan. But I mean, I don't think he's worth that money. If I was a Cowboys fan, I would not want the Cowboys to sign him to on a contract like that, personally.
$40 million.
And if I'm a
definitely.
team, well, definitely not. But one other thing I want to say, if I was a team on an open market, and how many teams are going to need a quarterback if you realistically look at it? Maybe 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm one of those teams, say the Miami Dolphins, say Josh Rosen doesn't work out, am I going to rather go and try to draft Tua Tagovailoa, whatever his last name is, for $6 million a year for 5 years, or pay Dak Prescott $35 million a year for 4 or 5 years? Doesn't make sense. So that's why if I'm the Cowboys GM, I say go test the open market. We're going to get you for 30. We're going to get you for 28, because nobody's going to give you that amount of money.
Yeah. Now, I don't mind paying him $30 million a year. Like, he's been consistent for us. He was an MVP candidate his rookie year. He won Rookie of the Year that year himself, but he was an MVP candidate. People forget. He doesn't turn over the ball that often, and he does good in the system that we have around him. Now we have a good system around him. Now, yeah, I don't think he deserves it. That $40 million. I'm glad that was bullshit, because I got so pissed off when I saw that. I was like, he better not have asked that for that money, because there's no fucking way he should get paid $40 million. But like you said, Matthew Stafford got paid the top dollar when he became a free agent, or his contract came due. And I would take Dak over Matthew Stafford. So, like, I would.
Maybe now I would, because Stafford's coming off an injury.
Back
But
injury.
when Stafford signed that contract, I would take. Stafford had a couple.
He
years
had
where
a couple
took
of
for
good
5,000.
years, but did he really ever do anything? It was just a passing. It was abundance of passing because they had no run game. But did he do shit with the
Well,
team?
that-
Did he
but that-
take
but
them
that's-
far in the playoffs?
But that's exactly.
He didn't do anything with them.
Yeah, but that's exactly it, though. Stafford, like you just said, had no running
Yeah.
game. Put him in the situation where the Cowboys
And
are.
the
I think
defense.
Stafford
Yeah,
had
Did
but
he
it.
have
I'm
a
saying, did he
defense?
do anything in the playoffs? Did he do make any clutch moments?
But but the team was much more on the shoulders of Matthew Stafford to get
Yeah.
things done. That's not the case with Dak Prescott.
Well, Dak has had to make plays.
He's
when
got
he
he's got one of the best, if not
Yeah.
the best offensive line. He's got Zeke.
Well, last year
he's
wasn't
got
that
a
great.
tremendous defense.
Oh, yeah, of
yeah.
course,
But the
of
best
course.
year that he had, that rookie
Yeah.
year where he was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
they were the best.
They were the best.
and they had Zeke, and that defense is going to be incredible this this year. $2 donation from Hell Lord says, "Thank God, oh damn, he's back." Oh, did you already read that one?
No, I haven't read that. Okay, that's when he was disconnected.
By the way, I saw a couple of people said I was out of sync. I just want to make sure the camera's lined up. I don't know.
So yeah, you're a bit out of sync.
Is it
You're
still out of
like
sync?
you're like one of those Chinese overdubbed movies.
Do you want me to try switching to the bad camera? 'Cause maybe it'll work better.
You
Yeah.
could. I know
Yeah,
sometimes you have
I
to
don't
do
wanna-
that.
yeah.
Let's try that.
Yeah. Yeah, let me try that. Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
it's all good. It's all good, man.
Sometimes it's how it is.
You know, sometimes that's how New Yorkers go.
Why isn't it letting me? Oh, here we go. Hold on.
I will defeat you.
Okay. Now we got the bad camera. Now you probably got to switch to green screen again. I
Nope.
don't know.
No,
But...
look, it's still there.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Talk.
Yo, testing 1,
Huh.
2. Testing 1,
It's good
2.
now.
You sure?
Yeah. Because remember, this is going to be a little delayed. We have to look at there, and it looks like it's synced there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know. But anyway, Delano Steele says Dak Prescott is a $20
Yeah,
million
you're good now.
a year quarterback. End of story.
Wait, 20 million? No. Oh, yeah. No, I think 30 million is fine. I'm okay with going up to 32, 34. I know that's pushing it, but if we don't pay him this now and we let him play out this year and say he has another phenomenal year, carries us to the playoffs, even possibly go to the conference championship game, he's going to want 40 million next year because that's how the market goes. We need to pay him. We might think 30 million, 32 million, or 34 million is a lot right now, but next year it's going to be even higher.
Well, the Eagles just paid, but Wentz is a better quarterback when healthy. Now that's the key.
Yeah.
Those are the two key words there. When healthy,
Yes.
but they just paid him. What was it, 33?
Something like that. Yeah. But he got a lot of guaranteed money. So
Yeah,
you know,
and that's the going rate. You're right for quarterbacks. I'm just happy as a Giants fan right now, not for this year, but the next 3 or 4 years. I don't got to worry about this.
yeah, exactly.
And
You
then
guys worry about this?
Maybe in about a year or two, we're gonna have to pay Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, exactly. He's going into his 4th year?
No, this is his 3rd year going into.
Okay, so this is a 3rd year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is 3rd year, so he's gonna you got 2 more years of him.
Right.
Uh,
But
so-
yeah, look, Dak Prescott, from what it seems like, he's not going to give no hometown discount to the Dallas Cowboys.
Now that being said, though, Stephen Jones, the guy, pretty much Stephen Jones, FYI, he runs the team, not Jerry. Jerry's just the one talks to the media. Stephen Jones runs everything now, guys. If y'all didn't know, he came out and said that Dak has got to give them a team-friendly deal because they need to get Amari Cooper and Zeke done. So he's got to find some middle ground. So if they offered him 30 million, he wants 34, 35. That's why I'm thinking they're going to come to an agreement around 32, maybe give him a little bit more guaranteed. Like that he's got to find some middle ground here because we got to re-sign Amari and Zeke. So
$32 million would put him just behind Aaron Rodgers.
yeah,
I'm just thinking about that.
but Aaron Rodgers is going to come up for another contract soon too.
Yeah, I wonder
So-
how much the contract.
I hope he gets it. I hope that gets it. Give him his 30.
I know you are. I know Philly 500, the Eagles, and the Redskins are wanting the Dallas Cowboys to give him that kind of money.
Yeah.
But, and then, Dak Prescott, I don't think he's worth $34 million.
Yeah.
And when I first heard that report of $40 million, I almost threw my phone across the damn room. Just like, what the hell is he thinking?
I let out a loud screech at work, and everybody looked at me when I saw that $40 million. Yeah, it was weird.
Dak's smart, though. Dak knows what he's doing. He knows that he's in a situation now where he's a proven winner.
Yeah.
The team's never had a losing record under him. They're coming off a great year. They're a win-now team. And he knows he has the team under hostage. He knows if he threatens to hold out due to a contract, the Cowboys got to pay him because they're trying to win a Super Bowl
And
this
he's
year.
not
They
the
don't
only,
want this.
Dak's not the only one. We got Zeke waiting.
Yeah. Zeke, Amari Cooper. They want to get those 3 guys signed. Because
And they really...
whenever we've had a triplet like that, we've seen what's happened. We've won Super Bowls.
I like...
Well, let's be fair, though. that was before the salary cap, and that's when you could retain all those great offensive linemen, those great defensive players. It's not the way the league works now. If you're going to give, what would that be? Probably a combined $65-70 million to those triplets. You're not going to be able to build that same team that those Cowboys did in the past.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, our offensive line is still locked in for another 2-3 years, so we can sign these guys.
What about some of these other guys on defense?
Yeah, that's the one thing. If we sign these triplets, we're not going to be able to sign Byron Jones. Byron Jones coming up due for a contract next year, too. So if we can't sign Byron Jones, that's done. He's gone, which sucks. But at the same time, I'm not too nervous about that because we've been nailing our draft picks lately. And especially with our O-line and our defense, so I'm not too worried about that.
But like Chris just said, you guys are a win now team, right? You guys have the opportunity to win right now.
Yeah.
And like he was just saying, that guys like Dak and Zeke they can hold the Dallas Cowboys hostage because if they don't report, they decide to sit out. You guys going from being a championship contending team to you're sitting on the damn fucking couch.
Either way, even if we don't sign Dak by this offseason, he's not going to sit out. He already confirmed that. Amari Cooper said he's not going to sit out. No matter what, there's still not contract negotiation. Only one is Zeke, and that's what scares the shit out of me because Zeke is the most important piece in all of this. But yeah, he's probably gonna get paid the least. That's what's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's the way running backs work. I mean, you look at Le'Veon Bell this year. Everybody thought he was gonna get a mega deal. He got a good deal. I think he got 15 a year or so from the Jets, but that was a 13, and people thought he was gonna get upwards of 20. 18 to 20 because he's able to market himself as much as a wide receiver as a running back. He's a very valuable weapon. And even he's only got 13.
Yeah, he's not even the highest paid running back. Todd Gurley still is, and it's crazy to think that after all that he waited a whole year, he would have gotten paid more under the franchise tag, and the contract I think he got offered by the Steelers, if he'd have taken it. They said he would have gotten paid more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The market is not that good for running backs right now.
Yeah, I mean because you can get guys in the second, third, fourth round. I mean, look at the Chicago Bears. We got our guy in the third round, David Montgomery. He's been absolutely tearing up in training camp. Our running game is going to be solid this year. The Chicago Bears, we don't have to worry about contracts just yet.
Yeah.
Right? We got all these guys pretty much locked up. Trubisky, we'll worry about him in a couple of years and some of these other guys. But, you can get these running backs, later on in the draft. You can find them all over the place.
Yeah. Real quick, before
you're not finding
Ezekiel. We got a donation from Hellor. Says Saquon is no AK-41 out of the backfield. # who that? I'm liking Alvin Kamara this year, dude. I think he's gonna be great.
Now, what'd you just say, Chris?
No, I was saying you're absolutely right. You can find guys like Alvin Kamara, for example. And I'm sorry, Hellor. I know Hellor likes to troll me. Alvin Kamara, as good of a running back as he is, he's not Saquon Barkley, and he's, in my opinion, not Zeke. He's a great pass catcher. He's a great running back. But he can't do everything like those two guys can.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 extremely special running backs in this league, and Barkley and Zeke are 2 of them. And Kamara's unbelievable. He's just not on that level. Now, running backs like that you don't find outside of the early first round. But by the same token, you can still find a very productive running back where it's much harder to find a very productive quarterback, for example, outside of the first round, or a very Yeah, so I completely get that point of view.
Exactly. And just want to get what's up, Jason Morgan? He says, I offer $30 million for the rights to the SPORTSFURY game, but I said no, I want $40 million. And Delano still says, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that like button. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sperm Cell. I see Bigger Mike. I see Jason Morgan, Wolf Peters, Mod Squad. I see Chris Seniors in the house.
Alex Sports, what's up, buddy?
Thank you guys so much for being in here. And yes, like Delano says, make sure you guys hit that like button. And we're going to keep talking about the NFL. And you just mentioned about paying running backs, and there's only just a few elite running backs in the league. Yeah. Now, look at Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon, he wants to get paid. The Chargers are saying, you know what? We're not going to pay you. We're good with Justin Jackson and Austin Eckler. What do you think about the Melvin Gordon situation, Entertainah?
Yeah, that's another. These guys are smart. It's the same exact situation as the Cowboys. He knows this is a win-now team. They need to win now, and they need him to do it. So he's using his leverage. I can't blame the guy. Zeke, how much? I don't know this offhand. How many years does Gordon have left on his contract?
I think this is the last year.
So that makes more sense to me. What Zeke's doing, he has no leverage. He's got 2 years left on his deal, right?
Yeah.
So if he sits out, the Cowboys are just going to, what are you going to sit out 2 years? It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that is why it makes a little more sense from Gordon's perspective. But I never fault the player for trying to get his money. This is a league where there's no guaranteed money. If you get hurt, you don't get paid. And I don't fault them. You got to get your money where you can get it, and he's in a situation to try to do that. If I was the Chargers, it depends on what he's asking for, but he's one of the top 5, 6, 7 running backs in the league. You need him to win a championship. You're in a win-now situation. Phillip Rivers is almost 40 years old. You got to do it now. I would pay
that was my exact point when this situation was being broken in the news. I was like, you got to pay Melvin Gordon because you are a win-now team.
Yeah.
Just like you said, Phillip Rivers, he's not getting any younger. This is a team that can contend right now. They could go all the way.
Yeah.
Could they still be a contender without Melvin Gordon? I think so because they have they have a bunch of weapons on offense. That defense looks damn good. As long as this team stays healthy, that's probably their biggest problem for years now, staying healthy, especially during getting into the playoffs, and then where they always choke.
Yeah.
But Melvin Gordon, I think he puts them like over the top, you know.
Yeah.
But without him, they could still do it maybe. But with Gordon,
They
definitely could.
They definitely can. What sucks right now is with running backs is like I don't understand why there was those few years where running backs were irrelevant, right? And everybody was saying running backs are dead. Nobody was drafting running backs early rounds. And then Todd Gurley came around, and then Zeke and Melvin Gordon, all these guys. And then the running backs started making a comeback. But the problem also is that there's still running backs coming out of college. And so the running back market is just so it's getting an influx of running backs coming out. And
there's a plethora.
Plethora. There you go. I knew
There
you
is.
were going to bring that word up again. So
There
it's
is,
just
but if you look
crushing,
at the
it's
top
crushing these
teams-
guys' chances to get paid. And I feel bad for them because running backs have some of the shortest lifespan. They take most abuse, right? They're running into fucking D linemen, linebackers, full speed ahead, and that's tough. And they're taking a pounding, and they don't get rewarded.
Look at the Houston Texans, man. They were looking for another running back because they got rid of Deontay Foreman, who went to the Indianapolis Colts, and we were thinking maybe they trade for Melvin Gordon, right?
Yep.
And maybe they might pay him. But they said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go after Duke Johnson Jr., a guy who's now just one of, just a running back over there because they got Kareem Hunt. After he gets his 8-game suspension, he's going to lose more work out there.
Yeah.
So they picked up Duke Johnson Jr. They traded for him. And I think that was the great move for him.
It was great.
But
Great pickup.
Yeah, you're right.
I've always liked Duke Johnson. He's kind of like the guy on your team, not quite as good, but like a Tariq Cohen, that scat back guy can make plays out of the backfield. But what you brought up about the running back, I've thought of this for years, and I think it would be fair for the running back. The running back is like unlike any other position in football, where they're at their best right when they come into the league. The first 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Hit the ground running.
They should be able to hit the market at a quicker point than a quarterback can, because a guy like Le'Veon Bell, even Barkley or Elliott, when they hit the open market, they're going to be 26, 27 years old. They're used goods. A team's going to look at them and be like, this guy's only got 3 years left of great football. Why am I going to give him a 5, 6-year contract? Where quarterbacks, they're good till 40 now. You can't touch these guys. Yeah. You see these guys lasted forever. They have to make some kind of revision because the running backs get screwed.
Yes, exactly right. I brought this up, I think, a week or two ago. I was talking about maybe the running backs' contracts coming straight into the draft, once they get drafted, should be a little bit different from these other guys because, like you said, these guys have the shortest careers, and they make them the fastest impact.
Yeah. So the only thing that's going to have to be something in the CBA talks, because right now every spot on the draft is set, right? First rounders have 4-year contracts with a 1-year team option, right? And so if they're going to do that, they have to change it. They have to change it by the position where they're drafted in the draft, and then possibly their position itself. So that's going to have to be something they have to work out with a new CBA, because running backs, them being locked up for 5 years. Some of these guys are 22 years old. 5 years if they're drafted in the first round, they're 26, 27 years old. Yeah, they don't have much time left, right? They say that there's only been a few running backs that have made it past 30 and made a big impact. AP's probably the only one that I can think of recent that's done that.
In recent times, I mean, so Emmitt Smith, I think, played a little past 30, right? But for the most part, I mean, Barry Sanders retired when he was 29, 30. Now he retired on his own. Tiki Barber retired young. A lot of great running backs don't make it past 30, and if they do, you see them tail off. Sean Alexander, perfect example. The guy was one of the best running backs in football. All of a sudden, he hit a brick wall. Priest Holmes hit a brick wall. Tomlinson is an example of a guy that lasted a while. Most running backs go past like 30 when at the top tier performance.
Now, I will say this about Zeke, though. I even though he's a little bit, if we give him a 5-year contract, I still think he's got a lot left in him. A lot of people say, oh, he's got a lot of carries, though. but he's
He
with
does
that
have
great.
a lot. He does have a lot of miles. I mean, he got a lot of carries in college.
Yes,
and
but
right out the gate here in Dallas.
carries is not just the thing that you got to look at. It's about the hits. He doesn't take a lot of big hits if you go and look. We have one of the best offensive lines, right? He doesn't get hit for 3-4 yards. That means he's not getting hit until he gets to the secondary almost. So that's not going to be. He's not getting hit by D linemen as much. Now I'm not saying he doesn't get hit by D linemen, but out of all the running backs in the NFL, he's not having to face that many D linemen. He's more facing linebackers. This guy's like a linebacker, right? He runs through those tackles. I don't see him take huge hits that often. So he may have a lot of miles on him, but he doesn't have that same wear and tear from those hits itself because
that's a good
the
point.
situation he
Yeah,
came
that's
into.
a fair point you bring up. That's a fair point you bring up.
So,
yeah.
But I don't.
Delano Steele says the NFL is one of the highest marketed leagues in sports. There's no reason why they can't guarantee money.
That's
The
true.
NFL contracts, they don't guarantee money like they do in baseball or the NBA.
Yeah, they need to start guaranteeing this money because, the injuries can be so costly to them, and you feel bad for these guys. Now, I understand on the business side, you don't want to give this guy guarantee money, and then he get hurt the next year. That sucks. But at the same time, like, they got to have some kind of protection as a player, right? So they're putting their whole body on the line.
Yeah, which is why these guys have the signing bonuses. But by the same token, I get why they put in the rookie pay structure, because you go back and you look at all these horrible quarterbacks that got huge contracts right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It set the teams back years. Tim Couch, I mean, guys, it's just an example. Ryan Leaf,
Jamarcus
they set the
Russell.
franchises back for years.
I think Sam Bradford
And-
was the last one to get
Sam
that
Bradford
big
was
money
the very last
as
one.
a rookie.
He was getting paid more than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and they were still in their primes.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to
Crazy.
change. So I
Maybe
like
they
where
can make
the
it a shorter.
system is now.
Maybe they can make it a shorter window. Instead of 5 years, it's a 3-year rookie contract. Something like that.
That would be much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and maybe eliminate this damn team option, man. That's what also fucks some of these players is that they have no choice in that matter. The team has that option, so they have them for that extra year, and the player has no choice in that matter. So maybe eliminate the team option, but I don't know. We do have another $2 donation.
From Hellord says, "Wow, this dude is literally the worst AK-41 hater." I don't think he was hating on AK-41.
No, he's just loving his Saquon Barkley game.
$2 donation from John. Go ahead, Chris.
I think Alvin Kamara is great. He's just, there's certain tiers when it comes to running backs. He's in the second tier. I think Barkley, Elliott, those guys are in their own tier, and then I'd have him a tier below. That's all.
Okay, so tier 1, you're saying Saquon and Zeke.
Yeah.
Tier 2
I think tier 1 is Saquon.
Would be Christian McCaffrey and Kamara.
Yeah, I think tier 1 is Saquon. I think Elliott's tier 2.
Saquon just all alone, tier 1.
Get out of here.
Your tier 2 with Christian.
Hell
you're tier
no.
2, and then Christian McCaffrey
Zeke
and Kamara.
he's on a god level, okay?
I'd put Le'Veon Bell up there too. He's a good running back.
Yeah, but what about Todd Gurley? What tier is he in? He's
Todd
gotta be
Gurley.
up there.
There's a question mark on Todd Gurley.
If the injury is not a problem.
If his
He's gotta
arthritis.
he's got to be up there.
You never know when it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
We got a $2 donation from John Dunham. Says, "Hey Sean, what's your take on Dak turning down $30 million?" That's what we were just talking about. Our first topic. And Sean?
Yeah, see, I heard about this a month ago when they said they offered him $30 million and then he didn't sign it. Obviously, I knew he turned it down. Obviously, or wanted more. I'm expecting the bullshit. $40 million is bullshit. I think he's going to try to get about 32 to 33, and I think that's what the Cowboys are hoping to get him at. Or maybe give him more guaranteed money or something, man. Because I don't think guaranteed money. I don't think he should be scared about throwing more at him because of the fact he's very durable. He hasn't been hurt, so you don't have to worry about that. Throw more guaranteed at him, and hopefully he'll sign for $30 million, and just go from there. Like that's what.
And
I think
he's still young. He's still young, and like you brought up with the running back with Zeke.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry with injuries as much with him because of the protection that he has.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe you're not as scared to give him more guaranteed money.
As long as Travis Frederick doesn't go out, because we had one of the worst offensive lines in pass protection last year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Travis
I couldn't
Frederick's
believe
back.
that when I saw the stats. You guys gave up like the second or third most sacks in the league last year.
He got hit a shit ton, man.
But what would you guys say in the chat? I think Delano says he would put Todd Gurley in tier 1. In tier 1, who would you guys have? Who would be your tier 1? Chris says Saquon Barkley is all alone in that tier. Tier 1 for me is Zeke and Saquon Barkley. But you know what? After this year, you might be right about that, Chris. He might just be in a tier in his own.
Who?
I'm gonna tell you.
Barkley.
Nah.
I know I'm a Giant fan. I know it comes across as biased. I get to watch this guy play every Sunday. And this is not a knock on any running back in the league, okay? This guy was drafted as high as he was for a reason. When you watch him with your eyes, the things he can do.
He's like Barry Sanders.
I'm not going to say he's better than Barry Sanders because Barry Sanders had 10 years. But the things he can do, I've never seen another running back do. Because he could do what Barry Sanders could do, but he's also powerful like an Adrian Peterson. He's the best of both worlds, and he's got the hands of a wide receiver. I mean, he is just he's unbelievable. Yeah. And that's not a knock on Zeke. Zeke's a better blocker. Zeke's a better short yardage runner. But when it comes to, if you're telling me I'm taking Saquon Barkley. Yeah. If everything's equal, it's the same quality offensive line, I don't even think they're that close.
And you know what? Just don't do the mistake that the Lions did and never give him any other weapons or an offensive line.
Yep.
You guys are working on that offensive line. I think it's definitely getting better.
It's getting better.
For sure.
It's getting better.
Yeah. It better get better. It can't get worse.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah. Make sure you guys smack that like button. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Bobby Woodruff, who's in here. Delano Steele, Wolf Peters, the amazing Rocha. Ichigo, Cushman's in here. Kid 18 says, would you rather have Duke Johnson over Alvin Kamara on third down, Chris?
No. Alvin Kamara is one of the best backs in football. Don't get it twisted. He's an elite, especially on third down. I mean, because he's as good. Like, he's kind of like a Barkley, where him, McCaffrey, those guys are unbelievable wide receivers. Le'Veon Bell, same thing. No, not even close. And I like Duke Johnson, but not even on the same level. I would put Duke Johnson more with the Tariq Cohen, and I'd even have Tariq Cohen a little higher, but in that type of running back.
Yeah, the crazy thing about Alvin Kamara, a lot of people think he's a smaller back, but him and Mark Ingram were the same weight. He's got some strength to him. He's got some muscle on him. So that's why he's not just a scat back or like a shifty guy. He can run through tackles. So Alvin Kamara is definitely underrated last year.
I saw him do it against the Giants last year when he broke like a 70-yard run to close out the game. But
he's great.
He's a great running back.
He's very smooth too. It doesn't look like he's running fast at all, but this guy just doesn't miss a beat. You know, he's very smooth with his run.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're probably gonna take some calls later on in the second half of the show. Guys who are interested. I know Bobby, he wants to call in. He wants to ask some questions. But anyway, so we talked about Dak Prescott and his money. We talked about some of the running backs going in the situation with the money and whether the guys should get paid. Let's talk about Antonio fucking Brown. This guy has had an offseason unlike any other superstar I have ever seen.
I don't even know what's going on
anymore. So this guy came out just recently, and he was threatening that he was going to hold out. He wasn't going to play. He was
going to retire
because he wanted to wear his old helmet. For those who don't know, the helmet that he wore was a Schutt Air XP Advantage. Now, this is a modeled helmet that is very old. It's so old that the company who makes it no longer makes it anymore. They don't make it anymore. It's past all the safety regulations. It is an unsafe and it's an illegal helmet now in the NFL. Now, he threatened that he wasn't going to play.
He threw in retirement.
Right. But it came out and said there was a report that said, hey, if he threatens not to play, if he's not going to play because he doesn't want to wear this new helmet, well, then he's not going to be getting paid. So I was like, I doubt this dude is not gonna fucking not get paid.
No fucking way. Yeah, and, because the NFL he had that, like, what is it, the grievance or whatever, or he filed something, and they came out and ruled against him. And see, he came out and said he felt safer with his helmet. He felt like it didn't impose his vision to catch the ball, and like I understand he felt comfortable with it, but the NFL is trying to change their ways because they got sued for billions of dollars.
And listen, the NFL, this is one thing you gotta say they're getting right. They don't get a whole lot of things right, but this one they're getting right. Look at Tom Brady. He has to change his helmet, and he says, you know what? I gotta do it because it's the rule. That's it. There's no arguing with it.
You gotta find some middle ground here.
And an arbitrator ruled against the grievance of Antonio Brown and says, no, this is how it's going to be. You cannot wear your old helmet. It is out of date. It is unsafe. And I think he had a concussion even in his old helmet.
Oh, yeah, from that Perfect.
Exactly.
He must have had a concussion. He must have had a concussion with half the things that guy says. But and then Antonio Brown has a screw loose. And why wouldn't you want to be safe? With all the concussions, you see all these players. Junior Seau killed himself. I mean, you see all these guys that have had their lives altered because of lack of protection. And it's not like the helmet's going to prevent him from catching the football. I don't understand it at all. But that guy, and I'm disappointed because I used to like Antonio Brown. last couple of years, that guy has been a me first player. He threw his quarterback under the bus. He threw Juju Smith-Schuster under the bus.
He's a diva.
And yeah, he's a diva. And I can't stand players like that, which is why I'm glad Odell
Now,
Beckham's
after
gone.
the arbitrator ruled against his grievance,
Yeah.
this is what Antonio Brown now is saying. This is a quote. While I disagree with the arbitrator's decision, I am working on getting back to full health and looking forward to rejoining my teammates on the field. I'm excited about this season and appreciate all the concerns about my feet. So, despite what he said previously,
Yep.
he is now going back on that, and he is, as soon as his feet is finally healed, he is going to play football with this new helmet.
So-
and when I tweeted out this morning
Yeah.
saying, "Look, Antonio Brown, you need to get your head out your ass and wear this new helmet because this is a safety concern, and the NFL is looking out for you.
Yep.
Unlike how you did not look out for yourself with your goddamn feet. You're going to go into that chamber without wearing, proper footwear and fuck up your feet.
Frostbite.
Have you
What
seen his feet?
idiot.
Yeah.
So disgusting.
It looks like bad dogs.
It's worse than bad dog's feet.
It's
looks like
fucking
bad.
disgusting. But yeah, Antonio Brown, you know what? The NFL called his bluff. They completely called his bluff, said, all right, bitch, you want to retire, go ahead and retire. You're not going to get paid. Well, and you know what?
Yeah.
It worked. They called his bluff, and he backed down.
Yeah.
So,
Now,
It's gonna be interesting to see that dynamic there in Oakland because Antonio Brown is used to winning, and he was a diva last year with a good football team. I think Oakland's gonna struggle this year. I don't care all the fantasy players they brought in, the division they play in. It's gonna be interesting to see how he acts when he's winning 6 or 7
yeah,
games.
exactly
100%.
right, man. Exactly right.
100%.
Antonio Brown, it's going to be really interesting this year.
Yeah. Now, we do have a $10 donation from Hellord247. Another donation. Thank you, Hellord. He says, in all seriousness, tier 1 right now is Saquon, Zeke, and Gurley. And I think it's ridiculous not to include Gurley if you're talking when healthy. You guys know I hate the damn Rams, but Gurley was the best when healthy. Yeah, Gurley last year was a monster, man. He was just tearing up the league. And I hope that he can bounce back from this injury and everything. And, yeah, when he's fully healthy, when he was 100%, this guy was definitely top 3 back in the league. And
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
he's-
I'll agree with
No
that.
doubt.
Yeah, I was going off the assumption that he's not fully healthy, but when
Yeah.
fully healthy, to me, he's, no offense to Zeke, him and Saquon are the top 2, and then I'd have Zeke 3.
Yeah, top 3.
When
for sure.
Gurley is fully
Zeke
healthy.
is over Gurley. Let's calm it down here, okay? Zeke is better than Gurley. Okay?
I don't know, man. We got Batgirl 92, who is Ksenia, says the
Ksenia!
SPORTSFURY invited Entertainah's Moss to the show.
The mash.
The guy with the best Moss?
She likes my moss. She likes my hair.
Entertainah. Make sure you guys smack that like button for the Moss.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ksenia, and hello once again.
Yep.
Bobby says, I don't care about his big-ass smelly feet.
God damn.
What about Mr. Softy? Does he care about it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Bobby Woodruff, man. I didn't know he was in the chat. That guy loves Mr. Soft. I feel like he counts Mr. Softy trucks in his
Mr.
sleep.
Softy.
Every time he calls in, he asks me if I saw Mr.
Yeah,
Softy.
every time. We love you, Bobby. We love you. But Antonio Brown, man,
Yeah.
the thing about Antonio is what's it going to be next? I mean, this helmet thing came out of nowhere. The feet thing
Yeah.
came out of nowhere. We
What's-
saw, like Chris was mentioning, about him throwing his teammates under the bus and everything last year.
Yeah.
What's it going to be next?
We're going to find out on Hard Knocks.
And imagine when this guy has to go play in Las Vegas.
Oh, God.
When he's in Vegas.
Dude. But one thing, though, that you cannot argue with, yeah, he may be a diva and he may be, sometimes a little distraction, but this guy is a tough-ass worker and still one of the best receivers in the league. Sometimes you
In
gotta
my
take the good
opinion,
with the bad.
I mean, that 5-6 year stretch he put together, probably the best wide receiver for a 5-6 year stretch since Jerry
Yeah.
Rice.
Oh.
That's how good
Sure.
he
Yeah.
was when you look at what that guy
They
accomplished.
said he has that same work ethic as Jerry Rice.
Right.
Like, he's constantly working.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But Chris, I mean, you could look at your Giants. Would you rather have a great talent at wide receiver, who is a diva and is always up to these antics, or would you rather just send him away and you get the right kind of guys with the right mentality? Because that's what you guys just did with
Yeah.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Well, yeah, and even without Odell Beckham's antics and whatever else, and some people may say that they weren't bad, whatever it was, antics aside, I am never for paying a wide receiver $20 million a year. When the cap is what it is, what is it now, 185, 190 million, whatever it is, you're paying a wide receiver a little more than 10% of your cap, And in my opinion, the wide receiver position, you could argue, is one of the least important positions on a football team, because when you have a great offensive line, when you have a great quarterback, when you have a good running back, you can have okay wide receivers and get by. Look at the two Giants teams that won Super Bowls. Plaxico was a very good wide receiver. They didn't have supreme wide receivers. They had good wide receivers who did. Now, Victor Cruz was great, too, for that 1 year. But my point is, if you have a great foundation, you don't need a great wide receiver. You just don't. There's a reason the top wide receivers don't have Super Bowl wins.
Yeah, and also look at the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
they won championships without having the top wide receiving course. And when they had Randy Moss,
they won it.
Yeah, they lost that one game
They
against you.
Yeah, they had one of the best seasons of all times, but again, they couldn't do shit with it.
Which, by the way, is one of my favorite Super Bowls of all time.
Oh, hands down.
That was awesome.
Hands down.
You guys were heroes that day.
I actually pictured Giants to fucking win. I just want to let you know that.
I can't believe you picked that. And one other guy I want to bring up. Larry Fitzgerald is a perfect example of what happens when you give a supreme wide receiver top-tier money. They made the Super Bowl with Fitzgerald on his rookie contract. The next year he got paid. Arizona hasn't made the playoffs since, I don't think. And it's because you –
I think they did with Arians a couple times.
Yeah, with Arians, yeah. But regardless, they have not been near that level since they gave Fitzgerald.
But at the same time, if you look at the history, that's also because Carson Palmer got hurt a couple times, remember?
So there's the other factors, of course. I just don't agree with paying a wide receiver. And I know you guys are probably going to do it with Cooper. I just don't like paying a wide receiver that kind of money. I just don't think it's a winning – I don't think it's how you win football.
X-Numble says wide receivers are more important than running backs. Would you agree to that?
No.
Depends on the running back. A running back like Zeke or Saquon Barkley, I disagree, because Saquon Barkley is a wide receiver. He does both. You know, he's just as valuable in the pass.
I will completely destroy that argument right here, right now. A receiver, you can have one of the best receivers, but you have a quarterback that can't throw in the ball, doesn't mean shit. What is that receiver to you now? Just someone standing out there on the outside. A running back, you can hand him the ball, and he can do work himself. Receivers are very dependent on a quarterback that can put the ball where it needs to be put. So, receivers are very dependent.
And by the same token, a great quarterback could make an okay wide receiver great. I mean, Jordy Nelson on another team might not have been a great wide receiver.
But he was great with Aaron Rodgers.
We probably would have never really heard of him.
Randall Cobb on another team might not have been a great wide receiver. Wes Welker on another team would have never been a great wide receiver like he was. We saw how he was with Miami before he came to New England. So quarterbacks can make receivers better than what they really
definitely
are.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The running game is more important than the...
Receivers, they are dependent on their quarterbacks. They do not get the ball right off the snap. They do not get the ball handed to them. They have to have the ball thrown to them to make plays.
Jesse also agrees. Wide receivers way more. No way, guys.
No way,
we don't.
We got a $2 donation from Donnie Couch.
Yes.
He says rumors Jimmy Smith to Chiefs. If that happens, they need a corner because their secondary was atrocious last year. If they can get a corner, that would definitely help out that defense, and they need that help. So, and then I think we got another donation from Hellord.
So what does Chris?
I just want to. I just want to. I don't mean to interrupt you guys. I'm reading the chat. I just want to say, when I say running backs are more important, I'm talking about the supreme running backs. I'm not talking about the plotting running backs like a Jordan Howard. I'm talking about those 5 or 6 or 7 upper echelon running backs that can do it everything. Those guys are more vital to a football team than the upper echelon wide receivers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So now this donation is a question for you, Chris, from Hellord. So what does Chris think of the 5-year, $100 million deal for Michael Thomas? I swear, if he says something bad about Mike... Go ahead, Chris.
No, I think they needed to... I like Michael Thomas a lot. But the same thing I said... Here's the thing. Michael Thomas is not near the distraction. They're in a win-now situation. Drew Brees is going to be coming off the book soon, so they can afford to spend that $20 million. The Giants weren't in that situation with Beckham. They were paying Eli 25 or whatever he makes, and then they paid a wide receiver top-tier money. Brees is going to retire after this year or the year after that. I still don't like paying a wide receiver that much money. You guys are in a win-now situation, though, where you're trying to win a Super Bowl. He's your second-best weapon. I completely understand why they did it. And I don't know the details of the contract. If it's front loaded, you could always cut him the last year or two of the contract if he's making too much money. But being the situation that the Saints are in, I completely understand the contract. The situation the Giants were in, they were a 3-win football team, and they went out and they signed to a $20 million a year contract.
Yeah. No, yeah. Mike Thomas, that contract he got, I'm glad they because a lot of people don't talk about him. This guy is monstrous. Best route runner in the game, some of his hands. Yeah, I think he set a record last year, right? The fastest to how many catches? I can't remember. or something like that. I can't remember. He was setting records last year, and Mike Thomas. It's crazy how much these guys are getting paid, but this salary cap keeps going up and up, and these guys are going to keep getting paid more and more. You know, so
right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Michael Thomas is a great wide receiver.
And I'm nervous when he got paid that money. I was like, fuck, that means Amari Cooper's going to want that. If Amari Cooper has another great year, he's going to want that, and it's going to scare the shit out of me, and I'm going to be pissed. But
yeah, and he's gonna get it.
I hope.
Whether it be with you guys or somewhere else, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, people always are going to want that top tier receiver. So I'm kind of nervous. I'm real nervous. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, God. Okay.
I see a question from Daniel Horowitz to me. He says, what do you think about us trading Kenny Stills to the Giants? He chewed out. If I'm the Giants, Daniel, good question. Obviously, the Giants have had a lot of problems at the wide receiver early on. Corey Coleman out for the year. Golden Tate, I think, is going to face that suspension. Yeah. So they definitely have holes. Darius Slayton's been banged up, but he just got back to practice, I think, today or yesterday. So they definitely could use a wide receiver. But if I'm the Giants, I'm not looking to trade. I would try to bring in a guy that gets cut, late in the process. How players always get cut. There'll be somebody that becomes available. You bring in a veteran guy, or I sign a guy that's not on a team that I wouldn't trade for a mediocre wide receiver.
Yeah, and so, I know y'all are. Corey Coleman's out for the whole year, right? So that hurts. Yeah, Golden Tate's definitely facing that suspension. The same thing happened to Rishard Matthews a few years ago. He took medication to help him, fertility medication for him and his wife to get pregnant, and he had to face suspension, and he even tried to appeal it, and they denied it. So the same situation happened, and so they withheld that suspension. So I doubt they'll overturn this one. But receiver right now, y'all aren't in a win now situation, so it's not like go ahead and make a trade to make it happen. No offense to you, Chris, but I don't think y'all are in win now, right? Like y'all are kind of like in between.
No, I think that I think the Giants are. If everything breaks right, maybe a wild card team, but everything would have to break right. You could say that about most teams in football, though. If you get all the bounce, a lot of bounces to go your way. If we're being realistic, I think the Giants are a 6, 7, 8 win team, somewhere in that range. But they're building for the future. I like where the Giants are headed. I like what they've done, but they're not a team that I'm looking to make trades to bring in veterans. I think that they're trying to get better this year, but you have to keep your expectations realistic.
Now, Chris Senior wants to know who was the X factor offensively for the New York Giants. See, for me, being outside, I'm going to say the X factor this year is going to be Evan Ingram. I think he is going to break out this year.
He fucking better break out.
I'm going to give you a non-sexy answer. The X factor for the New York Giants offense is Kevin Zeitler. The right guard that we brought in, he was ranked the 5th best guard in all of football last year. And if the Giants offensive line jumps to an above-average offensive line this year, it is going to make their offense that much better. And he will be, I will say, both guards, Hernandez and Zeitler. I think Will Hernandez, who was an early second-round pick last year, a lot of people think he's going to take a big step forward this year. The offensive line's improvement this year is the X factor for the Giants this year. Because if they become a top 10 offensive line, the Giants could have a very good offense. Last year, they scored the most points in the division with one of the worst offensive lines in the league. So if they could get an above-average offensive line with Saquon Barkley, to me, that's the X factor.
I love that answer. Yeah, it's not sexy.
It's not,
but it'll make a huge difference.
It's not always the skill players that are the most important on the team. Mm-hmm. We got a $2 donation from Hell Lord, and he says, "Congratulations, Chris. You saved your life with that."
Mm-hmm. Hell Lord, I love Hell Lord. Hell Lord, your Saints. I'm be honest with you. I'm picking your Saints to go to the Super Bowl this year. That's the God's honest truth, and I think they are due to win because the last 2 years
they've been fucked.
You can argue. You can argue that the Saints were the best team in football the last 2 years. You can argue
these two guys.
What?
Sean kissing the left cheek of fucking Hell Lord's ass, and Chris kissing the
other.
Well,
third time's a charm.
It's the truth.
Listen, no. Listen, the Saints, yes, they are a Super Bowl contending type of team, but it's gonna beat the Bears. And we play the Saints this year, Lord. We play the Saints, and I can't wait for that game to see what your offense could do with our defense.
And I can't wait for Week 4 because that's when my Cowboys play the Saints, and that's gonna be a revenge game. And I'm very nervous for that game, man. Honestly.
No, but Saints are definitely a Super Bowl contender. But the NFC South, it's gonna be pretty interesting, man. Because the Atlanta Falcons
should bounce back.
I think the Falcons are gonna be damn good this
As long
year.
as they stay healthy, that's their only fucking issue.
I love that they completely beefed up that offensive line.
Oh, thank God, dude, because they need to get protection for
first-round
Freeman
picks, right?
and Matt Ryan.
I don't know how that wide receiving core got ranked below the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's bullshit. Julio, Calvin Ridley.
I am so sick of hearing about that team. I'm so sick of hearing about the Philadelphia Eagles. Every expert says that this is the best team in football.
It's because
top
they're
2 or 3
riding
team.
Carson
I'm sorry.
Wentz's nuts. They're like,
I am so sick and tired of hearing about that football team. The fact that you could tell me, I didn't read this poll, but the fact that what poll was this that ranked them better?
It was
than the
Pro
Falcons?
Football
Focus.
Pro Football Focus said that the Eagles wide receiver core is better than the Falcons.
Yeah.
Better than everybody.
They're number one in the whole league.
number one. You
Fuck
believe
outta
that
here.
shit?
Fuck
They're not
outta
even better
here.
than Tampa Bay.
Get the hell out of
They're
here.
not even better than Tampa Bay's wide receiving core.
Yeah, no.
Now did the tight end count in this? Does Zach Ertz count?
I think it was. I think it was
were.
counting.
I
I
think
think
they
it
were-
was counting.
yeah.
Which, yes, you throw in Dallas Goedert and you throw in
Zach
Zach Ertz. It is pretty damn good. But Alshon Jeffrey, he gets injury prone. Deshaun Jackson is 47 years old going into this season. I mean, and Whiteside, he's young, but he's got tremendous upside to Whiteside.
Yeah.
And they got Aguilar
And
still,
oh
right?
yeah, Aguilar, who had one
But
good year.
he's like hit or miss.
Yeah, one good year.
One good year,
Yeah.
But I don't know why everybody's falling in love with this Eagles team. Like they're fucking.
And speaking of the Saints, Hell Lord Saints, you had Rishard Matthews, who just retired after 2 days after being released from the Saints. And check this out, Chris. The reason why he retired is because he felt like he was a disposable player in the NFL. He also said that he was sick and tired of the fakeness and the brainwashing that happens in the NFL. What are your thoughts?
That's cute.
The brainwashing that happens in the NFL. Well, and what was the other quote?
Brainwashing
what?
and the fakeness.
Yeah.
Brainwashing? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, what are they? I don't know.
It's
what
just
he
like
called
get
it.
out. You got to get out
Brainwashing.
before they get you.
It seems like he sounds a little bitter to me. He got cut from the Saints, and now he's saying, "Oh, people are just being fake." He's using the word disposable and brainwashing.
You know what?
the hell how do you brainwash somebody in the NFL?
How about you actually live up to your fucking talent? Maybe you won't be disposable. Like, you don't like. Let's get real. Like, you haven't done shit your whole career. You've had all this fucking potential. Titans let you go because you're trash and you're so inconsistent. And now the Saints even let you go. Like, dude, you're disposable because you're not producing.
You know who's brainwashed? The Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Yes.
They're brainwashed.
Damn right.
Every Philadelphia Eagles fan's 13-3. I'm sick of hearing it. Let's play on the field. Let's see what happens. I've gotten to the point now where I just say they're going 19-0. Eagles are going 19-0. They're going to rename the Lombardi Trophy to the Peterson Trophy. Carson Wentz is going to win the MVP. Everything's going to break right for the Eagles. They're never going to lose another game.
Exactly.
Anthony Simonelli says he sounds brainwashed for using the term brainwash.
Yes.
And we got a donation from Hell Lord, Sean.
He says, Josh, I love the Bears, but I just don't believe in Trubisky, man. I hope I'm wrong, but his mechanics are awful, and he struggles against good teams.
His mechanics are not awful. His hip placement, his hip movement when throwing the ball, that's something that he needs to work on, and he did work on during the offseason. He is light years ahead of going into training camp than he was last year. His mechanics are not awful. He's got a few things to work on because
what's his name, Josh?
Overthrowing Trubisky. He tends to sail that ball quite a bit.
Yeah.
But he's definitely worked on that.
Yeah.
He's been developing great chemistry with Allen Robinson, who last year was his first year outside of that injury that he suffered before that.
Yeah.
He's going to have a big year. I love Anthony Miller. This dude has been fantastic. And then the guy who's probably been the MVP of training camp for the Chicago Bears is Javon Wims.
Yeah.
This dude is ridiculous. So you were talking about wide receiving corps or just a little while ago. I love the wide receiver corps of the Chicago Bears. And I know some people are not wowed by the names of Allen Robinson and Taylor Gabriel and Anthony Miller and Javon Wims. Like, people are saying, who the hell is Javon Wims? And then Riley Ridley.
Don't forget
Tariq Cohen.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tariq Cohen.
Throw him in there. And then Trey Burton. I love the weapons that Trubisky has. The offensive line is going to be much better this year than it was last year. Kyle Long, he's healthy right now. James Daniels is an absolute beast.
Yep.
Dude, hell Lord, trust me, Trubisky is going to be just fucking amazing this year. And I can't wait for him to prove that right out the gates in Week 1 against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I'll say about Trubisky, he kind of reminds me of Daniel Jones, and not in terms of play. Well, a little bit in terms of play. Daniel Jones has some athleticism. He can move like Trubisky can. But we both had the same reaction on draft night when they took those quarterbacks. And I hope Daniel Jones works out the way I think Trubisky has. I also think Trubisky is in a great offensive system.
Yes, he is.
I think Nagy is a brilliant offensive mind, and he's going to set Trubisky up to succeed.
Oh, absolutely.
So I do like the Chicago Bears. I just like the Packers a little more.
Now, he is in a good situation with Matt Nagy. Mm-hmm. I just hope, because I felt like last year, and that Matt Nagy held him back a little bit. He
did.
Didn't let
him
he didn't
have
plays.
He didn't have the whole playbook.
And I'm hoping he's being serious that he's going to open it up and let him go.
Yeah.
Because it was bullshit. That last in the playoffs, y'all could have gotten at least 10, 15 more yards. Y'all still had plenty of time to get a better field goal.
And Trubisky, for those who are talking about, Trubisky, he buckles under pressure. Someone actually said that. I'm like, you didn't watch the Chicago Bears last year.
He did good.
You just fucking didn't. Because here's the problem with Trubisky. He will make mistakes early in the game, first quarter, second quarter, but when the pressure is on, he is amazing. So what does that mean? That means in the early part of the game, he's overthinking.
Oh, yeah.
And when the brain gets shut off, when he's no longer overthinking everything and he just plays, when the game is on the line, when the pressure's on, he's phenomenal. He needs to be that way from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And you know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like?
Who does that sound like?
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning? There you go.
When Eli Manning was good, when he was good.
He was fucking clutch. He's fucking clutch in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, against Green Bay, against the New England Patriots, against some of the best teams, some of the best quarterbacks. This dude went out there and outplayed them.
And he's the only one that's beaten Tom Brady multiple Super Bowls.
But you know what? Matt Nagy, this is going to be year 2 with Trubisky. He didn't have the full playbook last year under Matt Nagy. In fact, Chase Daniel knew more of the playbook than Trubisky did. Now the playbook's a lot more open. Matt Nagy has probably the largest, most complicated playbook offensively of any coach in the NFL. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a big step forward. Things are going to open up a whole lot more for Trubisky with Matt Nagy. The offensive line's great. The wide receiver corps is great. We're going to have one of the best running games this year. Yeah. You know, we don't have that true elite guy. Maybe David Montgomery can be that one day. Yeah. But I love our running back core. I mean, with Mike Davis, who we got from Seattle. Mm-hmm. I love Tariq Cohen, of course. And then David Montgomery is going to be an absolute beast. Yeah. And you know what? It's interesting you were comparing a little bit with Daniel Jones, because our guys are very similar. Our situations were very similar. Our reactions to drafting our quarterbacks were very similar. These are two guys who come from, not big college football programs. My guy came from North Carolina. Your guy came from the same road, Tobacco Road, from Duke, right? So, and when we drafted our guys, we were fucking pissed. We couldn't believe it. There's fucking Patrick Mahomes. There's Deshaun Watson. Why did we take Mitchell Trubisky? I was pissed. But you know what? I became a believer, just like you and Bad Dog have become believers of Daniel Jones, and you're very optimistic about it. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about Trubisky, and I maybe they'll be very similar. Yeah. And they'll have success, even though everybody shitted on them being drafted where they were.
I will say this. This is the year that we have to see Trubisky take that next step, in my opinion. There's no more excuses, right? Matt Nagy holding him back.
Here's what I'll say about
system. Nothing.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, this is the year that's going to tell us everything, pretty much, about Trubisky.
Here's what I'll say about Trubisky. I believe in Trubisky. I'm not saying he's an upper echelon quarterback, but I believe in him as a quarterback that can win. If I'm going to hold a quarterback to the fire this year, I'm holding a guy like a Winston. I'm holding a guy like a Mariota. Those guys, to me, sink or swim, because those guys have to prove something.
True.
I like Trubisky. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I'm not saying top 10. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Trubisky. I don't necessarily know you can win one with Mariota or Winston. And Daniel Jones, I'm not going to get too carried away. Had a really good preseason game. It's 5 throws. It's the second team defense. But I want to just say this. I didn't hate Daniel Jones. I hated where we took him.
Right.
If we would have took him at 17, I wouldn't have been screaming. It was who was available.
It was
at the end of the day, though. Yeah. And at the end of the day, if he's a good quarterback, I'm not going to care. And you could just look at it like this. I really like Dexter Lawrence. Just swap them. Lawrence was our 6th pick. Jones was 17th. At the end of the day, when you think about it rationally, if they all become good football players, in 3 years, nobody cares where they got picked.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly right.
You know,
doesn't matter.
So Daniel Jones hopefully works out, and as a Giants fan, we're gonna get to find out in the next couple of years.
Yeah, right. Jesse says, Josh, you know damn well you would have been in the Super Bowl last year if y'all would have took Mahomes. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not right.
Never know.
We'll never know that situation.
Yeah.
Now, if you're asking me, what would Patrick Mahomes look like in Matt Nagy's system? Like a glove. He would fit like a glove under Matt Nagy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this dude is phenomenal. He's one of the most
Andy?
talented quarterbacks in the fight. He won an MVP in his real first year because he only played, that one game his rookie year?
Wasn't Matt Nagy under Andy Reid? Like, he came from that same system.
When they drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Of course,
that's right.
Yeah, and Andy Reid is a brilliant offensive mind, and he's in a perfect situation. Mahomes, I don't know if he's gonna do what he did last year, but he's gonna have another unbelievable year.
Oh yeah, definitely. Donnie Couch with a $5 donation. He says a hot take. Okay. Hot take.
Hot take, guys. Hot take alert.
He says Chris Jones, Defensive Player of the Year, because he wants to get paid because it's his contract year. Khalil Mack will probably win it though. Chris Jones, Chiefs guy, he had a great year last year. That's the only bright spot of the Chiefs defense last year was their defensive line. And he monstered. Remember we saw him? Oh
yes.
My God,
he was a pleasure to watch in person.
Fuck, man, he was a monster. And he's a big old dude. But yeah, Chris Jones, I wouldn't doubt it, man. This guy he's got athletic ability. Let's just hope that, they can fix everything else on that defense.
Chris Jones is a great player. But if I'm my guy this year, if I'm going with a hot take or a sleeper, because I think Donald's probably the favorite off the year he had last year, and a lot of people may say a Khalil Mack. Guy that I think could have a huge year, Myles Garrett. I think that the Browns, with the offense that they have, could be ahead in a lot of games, setting up Garrett for a lot more sack opportunities than he's had in the past. And I think Myles Garrett is a guy that I think could have 16, 17 sacks this year. I think he could have a big year.
You're right. He absolutely could, man. This dude is a fucking freak, man. Mm-hmm. This dude is an absolute freak. Now, like what Hell Lord said, it maybe who was it that made the donation? Actually, it was Donnie Couch. Donnie Couch says maybe Khalil Mack might win it though. I mean, hey, you know what? I would love it. And reports coming out of training camp, the rest of the defensive players, they were talking about how Khalil Mack has that LeBron factor. Mm-hmm. When he came to the Chicago Bears, you're surrounded by a talent like that. It makes everybody better. It makes Danny Trevathan better. It makes Leonard Floyd better. It makes Raquan Smith better. It makes Hakeem Hicks and all these guys. The secondary as well with Eddie Jackson and Kyle Fuller and HaHa Clint Dix going into this year.
Yes.
But Myles Garrett, man, he could be Defensive Player of the Year.
What do you think?
You know what? I still think the best defensive player in the league is Aaron Donald. It's Aaron Donald.
He's won it 2 years in a row.
He's won 2 years in a row. And
if I had to pick someone, I'd pick Aaron Donald. Yes. But if you were telling me to pick a sleeper, Myles Garrett. I'd pick Aaron Donald. He's unbelievable.
I don't mind that at all.
I'm going to go with someone, and Josh's going to like this. I'm going to say Eddie Jackson.
Eddie Jackson, the best safety in the league, baby.
He should already be in that conversation, and yet safeties need to make a comeback because this guy does make that big of a difference in the back end, right? So I think Eddie Jackson is probably my sleeper to win it.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Dude, he affects the secondary. Oh, yeah. As much as Khalil Mack affects the front seven, Eddie Jackson has that effect in the secondary.
Yeah.
I mean, the cornerbacks, they feel more secure and everything. There's a reason why Kyle Fuller had the year that he had last year, as well as some of the Prince of Mukamura.
Yeah.
When
you have that safety over top and you feel comfortable, you feel confident.
Exactly.
You don't second guess yourself.
I mean, he is a fucking genius. Yeah. I mean, I've seen coaches, I've seen quotes from other coaches from other teams evaluating Eddie Jackson and saying this guy's his brilliance, his instinct. They compare him to Ed Reed. It's like there's no way this guy could be thinking and feeling the game the way he does so early in his career. He is truly amazing.
Yeah. What's the name of that YouTube that does film breakdown? I think it's Brett Coleman. Is it?
Brett Coleman. Yes.
He did a breakdown of Eddie Jackson, and he really pointed out what that guy could do on a football field. I recommend somebody check that out if you're a Bears fan. What that guy could do on a football field is unbelievable. He's a special player.
Absolutely.
He really is.
Now, we do have a $5 donation again from Hell Lord. He says, get the bleep out of here. Our rookie receivers made Matthews, he's talking about Rishard Matthews, look so crappy during camp.
Yeah, he just sounds bitter, Hell Lord.
Yeah.
He really does.
That's why nobody's putting any stock on what the fuck he says.
Absolutely right. And Eric Martinez with a $1.99 donation. He says, are the Texas contenders if they get left tackle Trent?
Oh, you talking
about Trent Williams?
Trent Williams from the Redskins?
I think they're contenders already.
Yeah, I think they are right now.
Yeah.
They went out and drafted a couple linemen, so.
I think the Texans are being slept on by a lot of people. The Texans, because most people, when you look at the playoff predictions, a lot of people aren't picking them. They got hot last year, much like the Colts. Both those teams in that division got hot. They ran the table. And everybody's on the Colts bandwagon as well as they should be. The Colts, best offensive line in football, great head coach there in Frank Reich, have a very good team. Definitely a Super Bowl contender. But don't count out this Texans team. Deshaun Watson's if they can improve that offensive line. I mean, he got sacked more than anybody last year. But if they can improve that, Will Fuller and him have great chemistry. It's just that Fuller always gets hurt. If Fuller can stay healthy, Hopkins is arguably the best receiver in the sport. Yeah. And two great, unbelievable passes.
And then you just added Duke Johnson Jr.
Didn't Kiki get hurt?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't Kiki Kuti get hurt? I think he just got hurt.
But this Texas team, as long health is the only real factor outside of the offensive line. And you're right, man. They could win the AFC South. To me, I think the AFC South is the most interesting and most stacked division because I also think another team that's getting slept on is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that's a team that could come back.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is talking about the Texans though. A lot of people forget that. They won the division last year. Everybody's talking about the Colts. Oh, my God, the Colts, this is their division. But the Texans won it with a shitty offensive line.
That's right.
Like, you've got to give them some kind of credit.
That is right.
It's a great point. And the Jaguars, I'm not a big Titans guy, but they always seem to surprise, too. They always seem to be better than you think they're going to be. But the Jaguars, great defense. And they had Josh Allen, who was one of my favorite players in this year's draft. It's going to come down to Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Can Nick Foles get it done? Can they have a decent enough offense to balance out that strong defense? And maybe they will, maybe they won't. Nick Foles doesn't have a lot of weapons on that team. That's what you worry about.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette's, I don't know the story with him. Is he still banged up? I don't even know. But Leonard Fournette's been mediocre. But they need to they don't have a lot of weapons on that team. That's the only thing I worry about. But their defense, they could win 6-7 games alone with that defense. They have a very good defense.
The Jags still had one of the top defenses last year. It's just their offense just fucked them.
Leonard Fournette, he fucked them.
Yeah, their offense shit all over the bed.
Do you think? So, how confident are you about Nick Foles with the Jacksonville Jaguars? Do you think they're in a much better situation quarterback wise?
Well, yeah, they'd be in a better situation if I was playing quarterback. That's how bad Blake Bortles is. But I don't think it was a great move in my personal opinion because what was it, a 4-year contract? I think it was a 4-year contract.
For who?
I look at their team and when you factor the division that they're in, I think it would have been a better route to draft a quarterback in this year's draft for the Jaguars and to start to rebuild because I'm not saying they can't be good this year. They can be, but there's so much competition in their division. There's so much competition in the AFC. I think the smarter route, being that they had a high pick, 7th overall selection, would have been to take a Dwayne Haskins or to take whichever quarterback of their choosing in this year's draft. If I was a Jaguars fan, that's what I would have wanted. I'm not a big Foles guy. I think Foles is a solid quarterback. I just don't think it's a great match.
Don't think it's a great match, Sean.
Well, I think I don't mind Nick Foles over there as long. This is the problem whenever I look at Foles. You know, we saw when he left the Eagles the first time. He did great under the Eagles his first stint, and he went over there to St. Louis and didn't do shit. He's a system guy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to make sure you have the right system. RPOs is great for him. He's great at that. One read kind of thing. He's not a guy that's going to read the whole field, in my opinion. Stick to just a couple reads, and that's it. Now, then bringing John DeFilippo over there was huge because he's worked with Nick Foles. He worked closely with Nick Foles over there in Philly. I think they have a lot of potential. I'm actually excited to see what they could do. And so, obviously, DeFilippo didn't do that great in Minnesota. Now, they didn't have that great of offensive line. But it's going to be interesting to see because John DeFilippo has something to prove here after bombing it pretty much over there in Minnesota.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, we were so surprised.
I was actually excited about that.
How much he was just so detrimental to that offense. He was their biggest setback outside of Kirk Cousins. He was their biggest setback for the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. He was just that fucking bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. But
and you bring up DeFilippo, and what his offense is known for, and this guy to me is a sleeper for offensive rookie of the year, T.J. Hawkinson. His offense is known for the tight end, which is why the Jaguars took Hawkinson as early as they did. So he could easily be their best weapon in that offense this year. So that maybe does help that team out a lot. That the draft pick Aaron Hockenson.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And a big sleeper of mine for fantasy, FYI everybody watching, is D.D. Westbrook. And we know Nick Foles will chunk up that ball. We saw him do that with Nelson Aguilar last year and the year before. He'll just throw it up. He doesn't care. Like, Nick Foles will throw it up for you. D.D. Westbrook is a fast guy. He'll go and catch it. Mm-hmm. So I think a D.D. Westbrook could have a breakout year with Nick Foles at quarterback. Mm-hmm. So
we'll see.
I think they have potential. I think Jags could be right there in the playoffs. That's why that division is going to be the toughest one to pick and choose. It's going to be so tough.
But T.J. Hawkinson, though, with the he's on the Detroit Lions, and
why did I think
he's on the Detroit Lions. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? And that scares me. That scares me. And that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
Or a big a thing for the linebackers.
Oh yeah, of course they took Josh Allen.
Yeah, our Chicago Bears linebackers to look out for, guys like Raquan Smith or whatever. They gotta look out for T.J. Hawkinson because the Detroit Lions, man, I really love the offseason that they had. They did great job drafting during the offseason. The guys they picked up. Detroit Lions, that's why I think the NFC North is the best division in football. Going to the next 5 years or so, because you look at our basement team, the Detroit Lions. They're not too shabby going into this year. And they got two guys who are going to break out this year. Who are they, Sean?
Kerryon
Johnson and Kenny G, baby. Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay. I was like, who are you?
I've
been talking about Kerryon Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But I completely agree with you. The NFC North is stacked. And the Vikings, a lot of people seem to be sleeping on them.
Yes.
A lot of people were picking them to go to the Super Bowl last year.
Right.
And the NFC North is stacked. And the Lions, in any other division, could easily be a playoff team. They have a great front part of that defense, a great front seven, and they've got some solid weapons on the offense. So don't sleep on the Lions. Stafford was banged up last year. The Lions, who knows? Maybe they do get a wild card. They have a lot of talent. On that team.
What if they bounce back and just take that spot? Like your Bears take that step last year, nobody thought. I'm not saying they'll win the division, but
it's possible.
You never know.
They definitely got talent. And as far as the Minnesota Vikings, last year overall offensively they finished 29th. We all know that they are better than 29th.
Yeah,
going into 2019,
that's not gonna happen.
They have tremendous talent all over the place with Dalvin Cook and Thielen and Diggs, those guys. But I also love during the offseason the Minnesota Vikings them picking up Gary Kubiak. He came out of retirement.
He's a great offensive
He's
guy.
the offensive advisor now for the Minnesota Vikings as well as the assistant head coach.
Yeah,
I think that was a good move.
He's a phenomenal guy. He carried the Broncos to the playoffs that year.
Yeah,
right in the Super Bowl. And won it. So. This guy knows how to play smart, and with Peyton Manning, knowing he can't throw the ball deep, how to play a little bit conservative, he's smart. He's an offense guy, but he plays smart. He knows he uses his tools wisely.
And last year, the Vikings, their biggest problem on the offense, yes, of course, Kirk Cousins was underwhelming. They gave him that big contract, but the offensive line was awful,
it was
and they
trash.
did address that in the draft.
Yeah.
So That to me was their biggest problem. If the offensive line could even be close to average, the Vikings have a great football team. Their defense is very strong. They've got as many weapons as you could possibly need. So, that division is so good. And like you said, the AFC South is so good. Those are the two best divisions. And those are definitely the two best divisions in my opinion. The AFC South and the NFC North.
Yeah. We got a $2 donation from Hellord. Thoughts on Andrew Luck and the calf?
Oh yeah, I just heard about that report. This right before we went live. But Andrew Luck and his calf injury.
Yeah, he's not going to play at all in this. That's pretty much been known this whole time that he's not going to play at all in the preseason. Which, what is up with this guy? And always getting these little injuries, man. But they said he's expected to be ready for week 1, right?
Yes.
So
yeah, there's no expectations of him missing it.
Yeah, but that makes you a little nervous that he's not getting to practice and play. And get some more work with some of these new weapons like Paris Campbell and all these other guys that they got.
Yeah. So. Dead Raider, welcome to the show, man. He's brand new to the channel.
What's up,
Thank you so much, man. And everybody, again, if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you guys hit that like.
Yeah.
If you're brand new, like Dead Raider, make sure you guys subscribe. And if you haven't already, go subscribe to the homie, the Entertainah Talking Sports. Go subscribe to the Entertainah.
I appreciate that, buddy. And you were talking about Andrew Luck briefly. Andrew Luck throughout his whole career has always been riddled with injuries. So that's definitely a concern. Yeah. Now they did improve with the offensive line last year, which is I think attributed to a lot of his injuries early on in his career because the offensive line was always near the bottom of the league for Andrew Luck. So we'll see. If Luck is healthy, though, he's a clear MVP candidate this year.
Oh, yeah.
If he's healthy,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Luck is one of the best, man. He's always takes his team to the playoffs every year that he's been healthy after being drafted. Pretty much every year he's gotten better and better. So I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't miss a beat last year.
All right, guys, you know what? I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. And when I do come back, we're going to open up the phone lines.
Take some phone calls?
We're gonna, if you guys haven't,
Or Skype calls?
or if you're brand new,
Yeah.
get Skype.
Mm-hmm.
You can call in under Fury Calls. And we're
Yeah.
going to do audio calls. No
Yeah.
video calls,
Yeah,
but audio calls.
Make sure you call in that way so it doesn't pop up on our
Sean,
screen.
you want to put that actually in the text?
Definitely not.
Hello?
Definitely not. Oh, God. Almost dropped it.
so I got a quick question for you, Sean. What you're doing? I don't know if you're a good multitasker.
Yeah, I can
But,
multitask. What's up?
We were talking about Luck being a potential MVP candidate. Who is your pick this year for the MVP?
Probably Deshaun Watson. I think with him
Really?
with a better offensive line, Watson has definitely got to be my top choice. I tired of quarterbacks winning it. I would love to see a running back in it, obviously, but it's always quarterbacks. So I'm gonna go Deshaun Watson, like no doubt.
Yeah. Last running back that won, I think, is Peterson, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was. But yeah, I'm going to go with a quarterback too. I'm actually going with Aaron Rodgers. I think Rodgers has a lot to prove this year, and I think he comes out guns a-blazing. I think he has a huge year.
Yeah. You know what? I said Aaron Rodgers last year, and he kind of shit the bed for me. So fuck him.
Yeah.
You know who's my pick for MVP this year?
Nobody asked you, Josh. I'm just kidding.
My pick for MVP this year. I would love to see a defensive player win MVP.
Yeah.
I would love for it to happen.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
But it's not gonna happen.
No.
We all know that. We all know that.
Yeah.
You said Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna say he's gonna be. I say he's gonna be fantasy MVP this year. But man, MVP for 2019. Man,
It's tough, right? It's tough.
I almost want to say Aaron Rodgers.
You're gonna say
I
Aaron
almost
Rodgers
said-
I almost want
too?
to say Aaron Rodgers,
You're
man.
a bum.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
I almost want to say
I
Aaron
think-
Rodgers.
I think he's got
gonna
to
come
prove
back
this year.
with a fucking fury, dude.
Yeah.
I like what you did there, Josh.
But now you were talking about defensive players winning MVP. If there was ever going to be a year that one would have won it, it would have been last year. But obviously Patrick Mahomes went off.
yeah, Patrick
for Aaron
Mahomes,
Donald, what he
went off,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, but Donald had 20 and a half sacks, I think, from the D tackle spot. So
That's
that
unheard
would
of.
have been an example. Yeah. That would have been an example had Mahomes not would have, say he had 39, 40 touchdowns. Donald might have won the MVP last year.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I want to see another defensive player win it. Just if anybody, it'd have to be an Aaron Donald, something like that. That'd have to win it if it's going to happen. It's got to be another down year for quarterbacks, right? And we have them every now and then, right? We have the down year from the quarterbacks that come up. Oh my god.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, ma'am.
Ask who everyone thinks is better, Khalil Mack or Von Miller.
Oh, okay. Josh from downstairs asked, "Who does everybody think is better, Khalil Mack or who? Von Miller. Von Miller. That's what he said."
Ooh, I love both of those players.
Oh, that's tough, man. Because Von Miller, I'm gonna say Khalil Mack. I'm gonna go Khalil Mack. Just that.
Von Miller.
Yeah.
It's close. It's close.
Yeah.
Von Miller, to me, had one of the greatest Super Bowl performances ever.
Oh.
That game. They're both. I mean, those are two of the top 4 pass rushers in the sport.
Yeah.
Those two, Aaron Donald and J.J. Watt, probably the 4. Unless I'm forgetting somebody, those are probably the top 4.
Yeah.
And that's tough. Flip a coin. I mean, both those guys are phenomenal.
Definitely, but I definitely take Mack over Von Miller. Von Miller, man, I remember for the longest time everybody thought he was a bust. Man, everybody was like, "This guy's not performing."
And Mack is way better than him defensively when
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes to stopping the run.
Oh, the run, yeah. Von Miller's more of a pass rusher guy, and Mack is more of all around, I think, in a more of a sense. But, yeah, Von Miller. I remember Von Miller didn't get good until DeMarcus Ware went over there and trained him up, coached him up, and showed him how to be a fucking good pass rusher. And then he's been like that ever since. So it's been great to see Von Miller develop, though.
What did Chris say? What did you say, Chris?
He's about Mac.
All right, smart man.
Yeah.
It's close,
Hello,
though.
$2 donation. Breeze will win MVP, but Baker is my sleeper. Breeze, the only thing is because I don't think they rely on Breeze as much anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only reason that I wouldn't say Breeze will be MVP. But they don't need to. They have a good running game. They have a decent defense. They don't need to rely on him as much anymore. So.
Yeah. I'll say about Breeze, and Baker's a good pick for a sleeper. Bad Dog actually picked Baker Mayfield to win his MVP,
Of course
which isn't
he
a
did.
bad pick with all the weapons he's got and everything. But I wouldn't pick him. But Drew Brees is better now that he's not having to throw for 5,000 yards. But because of that, he won't win the MVP. He's been a much more efficient quarterback. He's going to throw for 42, 4,100, 31, 32 touchdowns, but they're going to win games. So I don't see him winning MVP, but he's going to have a great year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, Hello, for the
Thank you,
donation.
buddy. All
right, guys, I think we're gonna open up. So if
Yeah.
you guys are wanting to ask us some questions, go ahead and call in. And I think we got our first caller right now.
You have to do the merge.
Right here?
Yeah, to keep Chris on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You want me to set it up or you?
Go ahead. Just do an audio only.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Hello, caller. Who is this?
Hold on, I still got Adam.
No, I don't think you need to.
Oh yeah, I don't have to.
Look at him. You know who it is? He's cracking up already. How you doing,
This
guys?
is Bobby Woodruff. Welcome, Bobby.
I'm the first one to call in, Chris. How you doing?
How you doing, Bobby? How you been, buddy? Bobby, I mean, you guys have seen my call show. He's always the first person to call in, so it's good to hear from him.
Hey, I got a new haircut, guys. You can't see it. I got a new haircut.
Oh, God. All right, Bobby, what do you want to talk about besides your haircut?
Hey, okay, Christopher. Is this your show or is it Josh and Sean's show?
Josh, what's their channel? Josh and Sean Show.
Okay, so I just wanted to say something. Okay, guys, I agree with you with the stuff that you said all the time. They were good comments, excellent comments. You guys are great. You know,
Appreciate that.
I do agree with you on every point you made tonight. Because I think the Saints are going to be a good team this year. They are going to be a Super Bowl contender, but I think the Giants might pull it out, though. But maybe I'm smoking some kush. Maybe I'm smoking some kush. But I like my Giants, you know.
Bless you, Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
We love you, Bobby.
Yeah.
So you're saying the Saints are contenders, but it could be the Giants.
Interesting.
Yeah, well. That's
Now,
my
what do you
thought.
love
Well, I
most
like my
about the Giants that could make them a contender this year?
I say that offensive line got a lot better this year. We got rid of the fairy Eric Flowers. He sucked like really bad. And the Eagles suck smelly bad ass. That's what they suck smelly bad ass. I hate the Eagles too, Chris. I hate them too. I'll cheer for the Dallas Cowgirls over the Eagles.
I like you, Bobby. You're a good guy.
Bobby, which
I
which
do.
player or team the most in the NFL needs to stay off the weed or off the kush?
The Eagles, especially Philadelphia.
That damn dingbat, man.
He's a good friend of mine, but I think he's smoking the kush. His Eagles suck. That Wentz is going to go down, and I'm telling you, that guy is going to get hurt. Who's their backup? They have a backup?
They got hurt, yeah.
What?
Philly might have to be the
Hurt?
backup.
No, their backup got hurt.
Philly 500 might be the
Philly,
backup.
suit him up. Put him in, coach.
Who's their backup? Who's their backup quarterback?
It was
you said?
Sudfield, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Sudfield.
yeah. Oh, he's hurt
Yeah.
already? Oh, wow. And Josh, I like your quarterback. Very
Thank you,
good.
Bobby. I appreciate that,
I like
man.
that. I told you they could have won that game against the Patriots if they didn't fart around.
You're right,
last
Bobby.
year.
We could have
Yes.
won that game. We came up just a bit short. We
Just
came.
like,
We
what, a
almost
yard?
came. Yeah, we almost came back
I
on
got
them.
Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I said, stop bullshitting around. Take a timeout. Stop farting around. You could have beat
Did you-
them.
Bobby, I don't know if I misheard you. Did you say they were farting around?
Yeah, farting around, yeah.
How do you fart around? What exactly is farting around?
Well,
I've
they
never-
were playing around, they wouldn't get to the line. We had so much time. I think they wasted like 53 seconds on the clock, right, Josh?
Yeah, that's right. That's
At
right.
At least
Well, tweet that we're taking
53.
calls now.
I remember it because I went to this sports bar called Scores. What a hot waitress. Oh.
Scores, that's a strip club. That's not a sports bar.
No, up in Key, New Hampshire, it was Key, New Hampshire was a sports bar.
Oh, okay.
But the waitress is hot, man. Oh, I tell you. She was awesome. I tell you, I love her. I loved her. And
Yes, sir.
Sean, your Cowboys, your guy better get back gave him money. He better wake up.
Oh
They
yeah,
gave him money.
we need to
He
get
turned
Zeke
out-
back. We need to just get that over with because Dak and Amari, they're not holding out. So that's not a prime concern for me. It's Zeke.
Yeah, I know. They gave him the money, but his what's it call it? Agent. What's his name? Agent. You said it was.
For who?
The Ezekiel.
What about him?
What's his agent called? Melvin Gordon has the same one. Remember UCF Jaguar?
Yes.
He picked Eagles over the Dallas Cowgirls. What I said about him?
Yeah, you say he's smoking that kush.
He's smoking that kush.
Yeah, he's smoking some of that kush. Man, he's a young little dude, and his eyes are like, he's like me when I'm on high.
You get high, Bobby?
I get high. I smoke kush.
You smoke the kush.
What?
I smoke the kush.
What about Seahawk? Does she smoke the kush? That's his pet cat, by the way.
She's looking right at you at this time, Christopher.
Oh, really?
She's on my bed looking at you, and she loves you. I'm telling you, she's looking at you right now.
Well, you don't have a thing with animals.
No, well, you do. You like the dolphins and the turtles. Right.
Oh my God.
Bobby, you kill me, bro.
Bobby, you're the man.
Did you see Miss Softy today?
I did not.
I haven't. No, you guys want to see Mr. Softy?
Oh
You
my
guys
God.
want to see this Mr. Softy that Bobby's always talking about? All right, I'm gonna show you guys because I'm not from the New York or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell Mr. Softy is, so I had to look him up.
An ice cream truck.
I didn't know that. Here's Mr. Softy. That's Mr.
Yeah,
Softy.
that's
Right
Mr.
there.
Softy.
Oh my God, that looks creepy. He got the little bow
That's
tie.
creepy, dude.
Doesn't it look like it, the clown?
Oh,
It does.
Yeah.
With an ice cream cone on top of his head.
Mr. Softy's
Yeah.
smoking that kush.
Christopher, how's your car doing? Are you moving out soon?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on it.
What about your tickets? You get your tickets for our game yet?
No, I've not got, but I'm gonna get those momentarily.
Okay, you gotta get a group ticket. You say, tell me when you get it. I need to know.
I will, Bobby. You'll be the first to know.
Yeah.
Well, you could give other people like Mr. Bad Dog too.
Oh, nope. I'm telling you first.
Is it that your cannoli brother?
My
know,
cannoli brother, yeah.
Brother, mother?
God help us.
Her cannoli brother from another mother, right? That's what you guys call each other, right?
Yeah, yes, it is.
And these two are great too. Josh and Sean are just like John Madden and Pat Summerall.
Oh, they're fantastic.
hey. some
Yeah,
legends
they
out there.
are the best. But their chat people don't give me a wrench. That's why I'm pissed off at them right now.
Bobby's looking for a wrench, guys.
Looking for a
That's
wrench.
up to the mod squad,
Yeah,
Bobby.
we leave that up to the mod.
Mod
Oh!
squad, Bobby's looking for a
Hey,
wrench.
Bobby.
Bucks going.
Philly 500, your favorite Eagle fan is in here.
Yo, what you doing? Josh and Sean, Entertainah, what up?
500, I love you, but you Eagles suck big smelly ass. I love you, brother, Philly 500, but I hate the Eagles. They suck. I hate when the fans cheer for Michael Irvin when he got hurt.
That's true.
They are the city of brotherly love, the city of brother assholes.
That's true.
God.
That's
That's
so
true, Bobby.
That's so true. Oh God, yeah, I remember that.
It is. They clapped for a guy getting hurt, and I actually cried that game. I did.
They also booed Santa Claus.
I know, and they do. Yeah, right. So no, Philly 500. I love you. You know, you're a good guy. I have nothing against you. I have everything against your smelly ass team. So I have to
He
say.
needs to stay off the kush, right,
They
Bobby?
stink.
Yeah, they have to stay off that cush. Your backup quarterback doesn't look too good at all. So, and then Carlson Wentz is getting hurt. You know who you should pick up is the guy who retired about 2 years ago. What's that guy's name? You know, he kept staying in on the sideline before the national anthem.
Kaepernick.
There's been talks.
Yeah, you should sign him. He's a good
Oh, yeah.
quarterback.
He's got potential.
Actually, he just said that he is the best shape of his life. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, so is Victor Cruz. I think we should pick up Victor Cruz too, Christopher.
I'm going to say no to both those guys, and I thought Kaepernick.
No.
I thought Kaepernick deserved a chance. At this point, he's been out of the league for 3 years.
Yeah, but
And the same thing with Cruz. Cruz been out of the league for 3
Cruz
years.
is all set to go. In Facebook, he's saying he's all set.
Oh, he could say only once. I could see I'm set to go. I'd have to drop 20 pounds and put on a muscle.
You don't need to lose weight. You need to gain weight. You're like a pencil.
I'm not a pencil, Bobby. I'm
like a big orange. I'm like, they call me an Oompa Loompa.
Bobby does not hold anything back.
Bob, did you say they call you Oompa Loompa?
Okay, I know we're gonna get in trouble for this, guys. Sean and Chris, right? Sean and Josh. But after your stream, go to another stream for me and check out this. They have a picture for me, okay? In the morning, they put up an orange man. It looks exactly like me. It's a funny thing. It's called Morning After, okay? Just go there after your thing and
Okay,
check
Bobby,
it out.
we'll do that.
All right.
And he showed it this morning. And I'm like, he's like dancing, and then my mouth goes to the guy's lips, you know? It's hilarious. I call every morning. I do.
Bobby, you must have a phone glued to your ear, because every
Yes.
call-in show I ever tune into, you're the first caller.
Jets 24/7 I called tonight, but he ejected me from the Jets cockpit.
Oh my God.
Hopefully you had a parachute.
God.
The Giants are better than the Jets. This guy, you know, the guy with he looks like Snoopy with his hat.
Snoopy.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Bobby,
He has
Philly
his
500 says he loves you too, but your team stinks.
Oh, okay. Prove it. How many Super Bowls do we have, and how many Super Bowls do you have? We have two. We have like 5. And you have
Four, Bobby. 4, Bobby.
4, and you have 1. Okay, so there's no Eagles suck.
If we're talking
Big
like that,
ass.
then the Cowboys are the best.
Mm.
He's got a point. Cowboys do it 5.
We're talking about the Eagles and the Giants.
No,
He's like, I'm not. That's a different argument. Okay.
Don't get on the cuss there,
But
Sean.
I do
I'm
like
sorry.
the old Cowboys. I told you I like the old Cowboys. I wasn't a big fan of Troy.
I wasn't either.
Um,
Troy Aikman's the most overrated quarterback in the league, I think, in NFL.
Should not be a Hall of
And,
Famer.
Shouldn't be.
Well,
No.
the running back, Emmitt Smith was good. He kicked our Giants' butt with one arm. Remember that game, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Emmitt Smith was a
Oh,
monster.
Oh,
my
and
God.
by the way, Bobby,
Look,
Philly 500 says, who won the last? We always be the Giants. We own your team.
Oh.
Well, let's figure this out. Who beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl? And who lost to the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl? The Eagles.
No, yeah, y'all beat the Eagles. I mean, the Patriots.
They beat the Eagles
Yeah.
once. The Patriots won
Twice. They beat them twice with
No, they beat them once.
Cunningham. Way back with Cunningham.
I don't think so. I don't think the Patriots ever won a Super Bowl before Tom Brady.
No.
Nope.
Pause.
Because before
Yeah,
Tom Brady,
was
they
their
were,
first Super
they were
Bowl.
in the Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers. They lost to the
Yeah.
Packers, and then before that was the '85
Yeah.
Bears. They lost to.
Yeah.
Didn't they play? It was a rainy night.
Brady's got 6 Super Bowls. He's beaten the Eagles once. He's beaten the Panthers. He's beaten the Rams, right? They
Rams
beat the
twice.
the first
Yeah,
one.
the first game.
Oh, twice. The Rams twice.
Twice.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks and the Falcons.
Oh, that game I cried. Why didn't they just run the running back, not throw the ball into the touchdown?
Yeah.
That was the
I don't even want to
stupidest-
picture you crying, Bobby. I don't even want to picture you crying.
Oh, I cry all the time. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
All right, Bobby.
Okay, guys, I have to get off because I probably run too much my mouth right.
All right, Bobby.
Oh, we love
Thank
you,
you
Bobby.
so much for calling in, Bobby. You're
Appreciate you,
always
buddy.
a pleasure to have on. We appreciate you.
Guys,
Y'all show some love in the
Yeah.
chat for Bobby Woodruff. All right, thank you, man. We'll talk to you later.
For bringing up at that thing, did they get in trouble?
No, you didn't get in trouble.
Okay, look at the orange man for me. That's me.
All right.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right.
Later.
Yeah, there you go. Senor.
All right.
Right there.
Boom.
Oh, God help us. God
Oh,
help us.
God.
All right, next caller up. This is who? Hello?
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 Oh, there he is.
Well. If it isn't Guzzle, Josh, and Shane, 3 schmucks.
I don't know where the
The
fuck
3
this Shane came
schmucks.
from.
Let me guess. This is Chris Senior.
It's the only one that calls it
No,
Shane.
it's not. It's not. No, it's not Chris Senior.
Oh.
But no,
Strange.
it's Chris Senior.
That's definitely Christian. Oh, we knew from the
Well. If it isn't the choking Chargers.
No, you're gonna see it. What do we?
The slowest quarterback in the league, so it's not you can run away.
He's only 85 years old.
Yeah,
Rivers is gonna
with 20 kids.
You know what Rivers is gonna do? You know what Rivers is gonna do? Remember that one time where Tom Brady duked out Brian Urlacher? Rivers is gonna shimmy shake his way between Eddie Jackson, Khalil Mack,
First off, he's got to get past
go
Eddie
backflip, a
Goldman.
somersault.
He's got to get past
Oh, my
Akeem Hicks, that front line, and
He's
Bilal
gonna do it, he's
Nichols,
gonna do it,
and
don't
then
worry.
you're gonna see Khalil Mack or Raquan Smith or Dennis Trevathan, and then you're gonna see Eddie Jackson. He's not getting that front line. No, no,
Yes, he is.
that's too much beef. That's too much beef.
He's gonna be dancing like that one commercial with Odell Beckham and Eli Manning. He's gonna be
Oh, God,
dancing.
don't
his
remind
way
me
to
of
the
that.
end zone. He's gonna be shimmy shaking his way to the end zone, and at the end zone, he's gonna spike the ball and he's gonna start dancing, and then I'm gonna be there. Who beat them Bears?
No, here's what
Who
you're
beat
gonna
them
see,
Bears?
Chris,
The
and you're
Bulls,
you're
the
gonna see
Bulls.
Phillip Rivers get sacked about 3 or 4 times. You're gonna see him throw a pick six to Eddie
Oh,
Jackson
wow.
because that's just what
Yeah,
he
with
does,
that
and he's gonna
offensive
throw
line-
an additional
with that
2
offensive
picks.
line, with that offensive line.
I'll say this to Chris Sinor. I'll give the Chargers a chance in that game because it's in the regular season. In the playoffs, Phil Rivers.
Oh my God! Shut up, Guzzo. You
Wait, now
freaking
is it in
fuck.
Chicago or is it
I
in
don't
LA?
care. I don't care.
I don't remember.
Rivers. Look at the team he's been playing around them. They're a complete choke job. Rivers went like 300 yards with like 4 touchdowns against the Pats, 1 interception. He did better than Tom Brady in my opinion. He did better than Tom Brady in that game against the Patriots. He went deeper. He actually tried. Tom Brady just threw checkdowns the whole entire game. But freaking Phil Rivers fought his way to the
Oh,
28,
yeah,
30 or the 28 points.
Wait, what
Tom
was
Brady
the
just
game?
threw checkdowns the whole entire day. I'm not saying that he's a system quarterback, but Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. But I hate when people say that he's a system quarterback. Tom Brady, in tough situations, he kind of zoned out everybody on the field, and he went by himself. He went the extra mile just by himself. He literally carried the team in half of those Super Bowls. And against the Seahawks, it was defense because Malcolm Butler picked off Russell Wilson. But in most of the Super Bowls, like the one against the Giants, I believe 2011, when I had Danny Woodhead, Wes Welker, Gronk, everybody when they had a pretty good team. Remember that one? It was like I think Wes Welker was playing outside route and he was kind of doing like a wheel route, and he threw it. He's over the line of scrimmage, everything, and he was over the 10 yards and everything. And if he would have caught that, the Patriots would have won the Super Bowl. That's all Tom Brady. Tom Brady's not a system quarterback. He's the greatest quarterback in the league. I'm not hating on Tom Brady. As a Chargers fan, I should be hating Tom Brady, but I don't, because Tom Brady's the greatest
I'm gonna
quarterback.
disagree, Sinor, and I
Oh
love
my
Tom. Tom
Forget about it.
Tom Brady's the greatest
Yes.
quarterback who ever lived. He's got 6 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he is a system quarterback, and that's not a knock on Tom Brady. Joe Montana was a system quarterback. He was part of the West Coast
Eli
offense.
Manning is a system quarterback, in my
He's
opinion.
not.
So Tom Brady, if Tom
But
Brady was not under
I-
Bill Belichick, he's on any other team, he doesn't have the success that he does.
He's not what he is. He's not what he is. Same thing with Joe Montana.
Well,
and
the
Bill
thing
Walsh.
is, there's no way
They
to
wouldn't
fully
be
know
what
that
they were.
though. You know what I mean? Like, because if you actually
you can't.
think about it, I don't think he's a assistant quarterback because he's had like 5 different offensive coordinators.
Exactly right. Different systems.
I can
Different
assure you-
systems.
Here's what you can say about Tom Brady. The Garoppolo and what's his name? Castle. Castle won 11-5 when Brady went down. What's the other guy? Brissett went 3-1, and I think Garoppolo went like 4-0.
Oh, yeah,
something like that. So it's been proven they can win.
But that's
without
also
Tom
them
Brady. I'm not
relying on
saying
that
to win a Super
defense and Bill Belichick. I wouldn't say that's relying on
Right.
the passing.
But Tom Brady's unbelievable. Best quarterback ever lived. He's got 6 Super Bowl rings. But Bill Belichick has a lot to do with Tom Brady's success.
Well, he's a big
I'll say
part of
that.
it. I mean, he's
No.
the greatest coach of all
Am I-
time.
Of
Yeah,
course,
definitely,
you're gonna need a coach to go to a Super Bowl. You're gonna need a coach to go to the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. It's impossible to go to the Super Bowl without a coach. But you look at the moments where Tom Brady, like the 1,000 yards rushing, the this and that, that's built all on Tom Brady. That's not Bill Belichick. All the accolades that he's gone, it's not Bill. Some of them you could
Yes.
say are Bill Belichick, right? You know, Super Bowls and stuff like that, like the 3 Super Bowls or whatever, the 4 Super Bowls or whatever you want to give him. But look at the rest of his other stats. Those are Tom Brady. 1,000 yards rushing. You think Bill Belichick's gonna be behind him and saying, "Oh yeah, run the ball this way, run the ball." I don't know if you've noticed this, but at the end of the game, you know the victory formation. You go down on knee and everything. Tom Brady fights for that 1 yard just so he doesn't get a negative yard. And all this every single time he does do like the knee or whatever. He gets it back. He was down like 200 yards in his whole entire career rushing, and he gets it back. That's Tom Brady. Tom Brady's he's not a system quarterback. He's not a system quarterback. You know who else is a system quarterback? Chris Guzzo is a system quarterback.
You know what UCF Jaguar just called us?
What?
He called us system YouTubers.
What?
System YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Chris is a system YouTuber.
That was a good one,
This
UCF.
is
That was a
system
good one.
We got a $2 donation from
Yeah.
Caesar Muniz, who says,
Rivers will have 10 more kids before he wins the Super Bowl.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
that dude's got a lot of kids.
Oh my god. He doesn't stop.
He does.
Yeah, he's gonna have a 53-man roster with
Yeah.
with all.
He's
with all
gonna
his
be a
kids.
full-time coach.
He can have his
Yeah.
own football team. Yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about since we have a Giants fan in here, you know, a schmuck in the call. Let's talk about, you know, I already said X Factor earlier. Let's talk about how Eli Manning, because you've said this before. I think it was like, I don't know if it was a stream or if it was a video, but you said Eli Manning is having the greatest camp in his career. Do you really actually think that Eli Manning's having a better camp than 2007, 2011?
Yes. Yes. I'm not saying he's going to have a better year or he's a better quarterback at this point in time, but Eli Manning is playing lights out in camp. Every report you read, the guy's playing unbelievable. I'm not saying that's going to translate to the regular season, but he has had a great training camp.
I get what you're saying. You know, I've seen the highlights many times. I've seen it in training camp, throws that he's making downfield and everything. But do you think Daniel Jones does pose a threat to that perfect training camp or whatever, perfect season?
No, not to start the
with,
year.
With the 5 out of 5 and everything against the Jets?
No, not to start the year. Eli Manning's going to be the starting quarterback day one. They're paying him $23 million for a reason. They kept him for a reason. They could have let him walk and filled up the team with that $23 million. He's here to mentor Daniel Jones, and he's here to start the year because Eli Manning, yes, Daniel Jones looked great, right? He was 5 of 5, 65 yards, whatever it was, a touchdown. Some of those throws were great. You know, I don't care what Chris Carter said. They were great throws. But at the same time, Daniel Jones still has a lot to learn. The pro game is leaps and bounds harder than the college game. I don't care that he had a great performance. It will serve Daniel Jones best to sit under Eli, at least for a good portion of the season. And that's why Eli's here. There's nobody better to learn from than Eli Manning. I mean, he's played the position for 15 years in New York. He knows how to deal with the media scrutiny. That's why Eli's here. Eli's going to be the starter at least for 6 or 7 games.
Yeah. I can agree with that. You know, I think he's going more than 7 games. I think he's going over 10, maybe kind of like to 13 or 12. Kind of just secure that if they're going for a wild card, if they're like 8 and 2 to start the season and they're doing perfect, I think Eli Manning is going to keep on playing till probably after bye week. Maybe you might be seeing some Daniel Jones in the last minutes of the game and stuff like that, and then you'll finally see a full regular season Daniel Jones in the last game or something like that. I could see how Daniel Jones can really improve his game because Eli Manning's a genius. You know, I think that's where he's kind of you can compare him to Peyton Manning there, his brother. That he has the brains of Peyton Manning. I mean he learned from his dad Archie Manning in not St. Louis, in New Orleans, and I think Eli Manning is probably one of the smartest quarterbacks in my opinion. You know, I don't see him. Whenever I see highlights, I don't see him changing plays and stuff like that much like a Phillip Rivers would do or like Peyton Manning would do. But I feel like he kind of sets the team to success and stuff like that. So I think Eli Manning is he's bound for a really good season.
I'll say this about what you said. If they're 8-2, Eli Manning's playing the whole year quarterback. I don't expect them to be 8-2. everything else you said that Eli Manning's no, he's not nearly as smart as Peyton was. Peyton was a head coach. I mean, that's how smart he was. They didn't even need a head coach. But Eli Manning knows how to read a playbook, and that's what he brings to the table. That's what he'll bring to Daniel Jones, and he's a great leader. And he knows how to read defenses. So that's why I think Eli gives them the best chance to win to start the year.
Now, we do have a $2 donation real quick from Hellor247. He says, classic delusional Chargers fan.
And now that you had a chance to breathe, Chris and York, go ahead.
See, no. First of all, it's not full Rivers fan. I'm not even delusional. I'm actually like I'm kind of scared for this season. I'm scared for Week 1 against the Colts. I'm scared, obviously, for the Bears, possibly the Texans, and one of our DBs actually go down because we would have won a Super Bowl in 2006. Phil Rivers would have been a Super Bowl quarterback that year if who was it? I think it was Ronnie Harrison who didn't go down. I don't know if it's Ronnie Harrison. But if we're actually able to pull off like a 14-2 season, I think we could win a Super Bowl. But I mean, it's probably not going to happen. We're probably going to go like 11-5, 12-4. But I mean, there's no possible way to be a delusional Chargers fan because every single year you're just sad. I mean, there's no way of being biased or delusional. And I mean, you're just always sad, you know. It's sad.
One team you didn't even mention was the Chiefs.
Yeah,
you play them twice.
I'm not worried about the Chiefs.
You're not worried about the Chiefs?
No, look what we did in Week 15. I mean, if we could pull it off again. I mean, Philip Rivers already knows that team well, and I think he was like, we were like 9-0 against them in the last couple years. So, I think Philip Rivers he's kind of trying to redeem himself against that team. And he's already kind of used to like what they're playing and stuff like that, like their zones and how they're playing man to man, and all their systems and stuff like that. I think we can probably. We'll most likely split, but I think we would beat them. I don't want to say at home because I mean, we barely pulled off the win in Week 15. So I'll say that we win at home with us, but I wouldn't be surprised if we win at Arrowhead Stadium. And yeah, I don't think we'll get swept or we'll sweep them. I think we'll just split. I think we could sweep the Raiders and the Broncos, but I'm not scared about the Chiefs because the Chiefs are kind of like they're on their own level right now. They're in the AFC Championship. Not getting swept by the Chiefs. Where I mean, we're too good of a team. I mean, our defense, you can rank them as a top 5 in the AFC and maybe in the league. And our offense it's top 10. I mean, we can play good size of the ball, you know. We play good in defense and offense, but our special teams has to get really good. I like our kicker, but our punter, I don't know what this dude with the mullet can do. I mean, we brought the mullet to you know, we got, you know what's funny? We got 2 people with mullets.
Senor, you are the only person I've ever met that really cares about the kicker and the punter.
Yeah, kickers are people too.
Well, they had so many times where they missed a field goal to win a game, so he has to care about it.
I know.
So,
one thing I'm going to say to you, Senor, you brought up that you don't think Rivers would struggle against the Chiefs, and
no,
I might agree with you there. The Chiefs don't have the strongest defense in the world, but
they don't have a good defense.
That doesn't matter.
As a Chargers fan, I'm worried about the other side of the ball. You got that high-powered offense in Kansas City. That's where you got to beat them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you have to look at our backfield. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I think this season he's going out and he's gonna become like a deep threat quarterback now. He's gonna be like a Drew Brees type of dude who's gonna start going down deep because I mean he still has Tyreek Hill. I mean Tyreek Hill is probably gonna be maybe the best receiver or like top 5 receiver this league. I mean, or this year. I mean, if he has Tyreek Hill, they're Gucci. They're all Gucci. I mean, the Chiefs can probably pull off an 11-5 season, and we might split with them. But I'm not scared because, I mean, Phil Rivers already knows that defense, and he's going to go down deep. But the thing is with Patrick Mahomes is that he's encountering Derwin James and Nazir Adderley, and then not to mention, you know, Desmond King, Casey Hayward, and you know, our middle linebackers
well, y'all definitely have a good defense, you know, and even with having some injuries to it last year, y'all still had a solid defense, and Joey Bosa and Ingram, we both like them.
And
so your Chargers definitely have a lot of potential, man. Just got to stay healthy and get over that hump. That's the only issue with that.
Right. And good luck
I don't
this year, man. Wish you best of luck and wish you best of health.
We like your Chargers. Me and Josh really like your Chargers.
And Chris and I will see you Week 8, October 27th in Chicago.
It's in Chicago. Oh, that's rough.
I don't care. We'll still beat you in Chicago.
Oh, sure. You'll beat us in Chicago.
I'm going to slap you with the deep dish pizza. Disgusting deep dish pizza. It's disgusting.
Oh Lord.
It's disgusting. You
All
don't
right.
like anything.
All right.
It's
All right. All right.
But Chris and York, we appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much, dude. We're gonna
Yep.
get to another caller. As always,
Yeah.
thank
Appreciate
you,
you, buddy.
Chris.
Peace
Good
out.
talking to you, buddy. Good talking to you, Sonor.
Yeah.
Bye
Me
bye.
too.
All right.
All right, if you want to call in, call Fury Calls. Fury Calls. Mr. Bad Dog 76 is in the chat.
Oh God.
He was pretty pissed off about what Chris Carter said earlier today, Chris.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Yeah,
as well.
actually, that was a couple of days ago. I almost made a video on that. I decided not to, but yeah, that was like 2 or 3 days ago. But it was kind of circulating today, and yeah, Chris Carter was completely. It was one thing if you want to say that, because when I looked at the replay, I was like, okay, maybe you could make the argument that if it was a pro safety, maybe you could make a play on that ball. But to then point out that Dwayne Haskins looked good, and it was just overthrows. How can you criticize a guy who goes 5 for 5, makes bullet passes, and then, and not to say Haskins made some good throws. When you go back and look at the film, some of his throws were good, but his 2 interceptions looked like he was lost. I mean, it wasn't even close. So I didn't get what Chris Carter was trying to do there.
All right.
Hello,
All right, next caller. Who is this?
this is AJ Genovese.
AJ,
Hey,
what's
what's
up,
up, buddy?
man? I think this is the first time you've ever called in.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Bad Dog before, and I've talked to Entertainah.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Getting ready for preseason. Being a diehard Ravens fan, hoping Earl Thomas wins that comeback player of the year.
If you can stay healthy, man, Earl Thomas is still a beast.
Comeback player of the year this year.
Hey, so you're a Ravens fan. I got to ask you, man, how confident are you about Lamar Jackson?
I'm not so confident.
I'm extremely confident. We just got Hollywood Brown, and we
Good
got Miles
receiver.
Boykin. We brought Snead back, and we got a really great tight end trio as well.
Yeah. But does that
Yeah,
matter
really
if your
tight
guy
trio.
can't throw the ball?
Yes, he can.
Well,
He
I
can
don't know.
throw
We'll
the ball.
see. He was
He's-
very inconsistent last year. Very
Yeah.
inconsistent.
Lamar Jackson, you guys I think they went 6-1 when he became the starter in the regular season, but
Yes,
it wasn't
6-1.
because he was running the ball. It was because throwing the ball. It's because he was running the ball. You
Yep.
guys, I remember I was doing a preview. I think it was for one of your playoff game. You guys had 4 of the 6 highest rushing totals in a single game in football last year, and it was because of Lamar Jackson. You guys averaged like 220 yards a game on the ground with him at the quarterback position. But now defenses are going to have a second year to prepare. He's going to have to throw the football to be successful. And you saw it in that playoff game. The first
I
half,
agree.
he got shut down. Now, of course, he got some garbage time touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Lamar Jackson, if he does not improve his throwing, the Ravens are going to have a very long year. I don't think they're going to be able to get by running 220 yards a game. It's just not feasible. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That defense lost some pieces, too.
A few pieces.
So I don't know, man. I think you guys
Keep
finished third in
pieces.
that division.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think we repeat. I
'Cause-
think we repeat.
Yo, repeat.
You
The-
could.
Repeat.
You
The
could.
only team in the division that really scares me is Cleveland.
Okay.
And not Pittsburgh?
I'm gonna tell you. Everybody jumping on
Cleveland is the
Cleveland.
only team in the division. that
Pittsburgh isn't
really,
going anywhere.
No.
People are sleeping on Pittsburgh.
That's right.
I don't get it. The Steelers still have one of the best offensive lines in the sport.
Yes.
James Conner demonstrated that he could get the job done last year.
Preach.
Juju Smith is going to have a big year. And I don't understand why people are sleeping on the Steelers. I'm actually picking the Steelers to win that division.
And I'm not hating
Really?
that because they could. They
Yeah.
really could.
They could.
They're not going anywhere.
No. Definitely
They
not.
were fine without Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
And Juju Smith-Schuster, I think he can be that wide receiver one.
And-
I know some people are thinking with Antonio Brown out
Yeah.
and all the defense focusing on Juju, he's going to be able to handle it.
But I may be biased, but here's the thing, though. Juju Smith-Schuster has to go up against some of the toughest corners in the game. And now, because Antonio Brown's not there, he's going to have to go up against. Because when we played the Steelers this year, we're probably going to double team against Juju.
Of course. Okay.
We're definitely putting Marlon Humphrey against him,
Okay.
and we're probably going to put Thomas against him as well.
Well, don't forget they have James Washington.
And they also got Vance McDonald, who I
Yeah.
think could have a breakout year too.
It's not like they don't have other weapons.
And it's a fair point he brings up about Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to say to that is it's the same point that people said about Antonio Brown when they lost Antonio Holmes. They said, we're going to double team him. He's not going to be able to do anything. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, has a history of targeting the number 1 wide receiver a lot. I think Juju is going to have a big year. I don't care about the other weapons. He's going to find a way to get open in that system, and Ben's going to find him. And I'm not counting out Ben Roethlisberger. The guy threw for 5,000 yards last year. He's got to stay healthy, but he's still the best quarterback in that division as far as I'm concerned. I know Mayfield, everyone's in.
And like you mentioned, the offensive line, it's one of the best in the NFL, and they're going to help him try to stay healthy by not getting hit.
Yeah.
We also got a donation here.
Yeah, we got a $5 donation from Enzo. He says, Kansas City put up 48 points versus Rams, and Rams' D is way better than the Chargers' defense. Yeah, Rams' defense was a solid defense last year, and Chiefs did put up those.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that donation.
Thank you, buddy.
And MH says, stop whispering, you cannoli bear Josh. This is exactly what I said to Sean. I said, Anthony, you sound just like two of our...
AJ, you mean?
What?
His name's AJ.
Anthony.
AJ.
AJ.
I said AJ, right?
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah, AJ.
AJ, you sound just like two of our other members of the Sports Fury Nation, Jay Cutler and Iverson Vlogs.
Yes.
I mean, you guys sound indistinguishable. It's amazing. But go ahead.
Be the Jay Cutler.
What?
Did
Jay
you
Cutler,
say-
that's his name that he uses.
Yeah,
It's John Abrams.
John Abrams, yeah.
But go ahead.
True. Except here's the thing, though. We have the best kicker in the game. It doesn't matter if we can score. At least if we can get into field goal range, we have one of the best kickers in the league.
So you're going to win games by kicking about, 10 field goals?
I'll tell you right now, the Giants had the best kicker in the league last year. Aldrich Rosas, he went 32 for 33. We won 5 games.
Remember, Justin Tucker's only missed one extra
We
point
had one of
in
the
his
worst
entire-
kickers in the league last year, and we won 12 games.
Yeah, but you guys lost the double doink to Philadelphia.
Don't get me wrong, kickers are important. It's very important to have a good kicker, but that's not going to win you games. You cannot settle for field goals when teams are putting up touchdowns. There's no way.
And Mr. Bad Dog 776, who's in the chat right now, he says that division is going to the Browns.
Yes.
He says, look at Baker, 7-7. Dude came into the game trailing to the Jets and won in his debut.
Oh, yeah. He looked great against the Jets.
Baker's a beast.
I love Baker Mayfield.
Of course.
Just not.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. This is what I have going on right now. I'm thinking we got 2 teams from the AFC North making the playoffs. It's going to be us and the Browns. Both of us make the playoffs.
But I want to know.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
So you're saying, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
So you're saying if 2 teams come out of the North, so you're saying either the Texans, the Chargers, or the Chiefs are not making the playoffs? Because that's what would happen. That would mean the 2 teams would not
I
come
have
out.
the Chiefs and Colts are my top 2 seeds. Chiefs and Colts are my top 2 seeds.
Okay.
Patriots take the third.
So you've got either the Chargers or Texans missing the playoffs in favor of the Ravens?
I agree. I have the Texans missing the playoffs.
Okay. Now,
In fact, that's the Texans coming third in the division. That's the Texans coming third in the division behind Jacksonville.
so you.
I could.
No, sorry.
I have Colts, Jaguars, Texans, Titans in that division.
I just want to know, AJ. So, how's your defense going to kill? Your defense is the reason y'all made it to the playoffs. Y'all were as good as y'all were last year. Y'all were the number 1 defense. How are y'all going to lose? Well, y'all lose Weddle, Terrell Suggs. Who's that other guy? The other defensive end.
We replaced Weddle with Earl Thomas, a younger, better player.
Earl Thomas was injury prone. Yeah. Yeah. And then, but y'all still lost a couple big pieces up front. How are you going to replace that and expect your defense to still be a top 5 And Terrell Suggs was a leader. You can't replace sometimes a leader on your defense like that.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. It's a lock for me. Ravens finished third.
Yeah.
Ravens finished third behind either the Pittsburgh Steelers or Browns, who are going to finish first and second.
Yeah, and I think that's a coin flip. I think the Browns definitely. I get why people fear. They have a ton of talent.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball.
8-8. I thought going 9-7 or 8-8. Because
I think 8-8. I think the Ravens go 8-8.
I need to see more of Juju Smith-Schuster in order to consider him as a top receiver. I need to see more of him.
You're going to see a lot of him this year. I promise you. He's going to catch for at least 1,400 yards. I promise you.
Not up against cornerbacks like Marlon Humphrey or Denzel Ward, which he has to play twice.
I'm looking at your schedule right now. You got Dolphins and Cardinals right out the gate.
Yeah.
You'll beat the Dolphins. Cardinals, Okay, you should be able to beat them. But then you got Kansas City, then you got Browns, then you got Steelers. That's a three-week stretch. That's really tough.
That's tough.
Then you got the Bengals, and then you got the Seahawks before you see the bye week.
Yeah.
And then after the bye week, you got the Patriots, Bengals, Texans, Rams, San Francisco 49ers, at Buffalo, New York, and then Browns again, and Pittsburgh Steelers. 8-8, maybe.
10-6.
That's best case scenario.
10-6.
I think 8-8 at best.
No, 10-6.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, buddy.
I don't know where you're seeing those 10 wins at.
I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, it's still early in the season. There's so many teams that, we could say that they're not going to do good or this team's going to do good. At the end of the day, we're not going to know. And that's what's awesome about the preseason, that we can all be optimistic.
Everybody doubted us last year, and look what we did. Everybody doubted us last year. Look what we did.
Yeah, you're not a weak team by no means.
No. Y'all still have some pieces. It's just like it's going to be hard to recover right away.
But AJ,
it's going to come down to, can Lamar Jackson do what he did in those last 7 games for a full 16-game season? And I don't think he can.
I'm nervous about him.
He's got to prove it to us.
Yeah. We got a $2 donation from Hellord. It says, it's okay. We beat the Ravens thanks to Justin Tucker.
For 50 yards at least. Lamar Jackson's biggest pass is going to be for more than 50 yards.
I mean, okay.
Possible. Yeah, but AJ, that's where we see your Baltimore Ravens, and maybe they prove us wrong. No, maybe they are just like what you say.
Seattle, these are our 6 losses. Seattle, the Rams, the Browns, Steelers, Patriots, and Chiefs. Those are our 6 losses.
I don't know, man. I see definitely some more losses there.
What about the Texans? The Texans are a pretty solid team.
The Texans are beating the Texans.
The Texans are a solid team.
I think you'll lose to San Francisco too.
I think you'll lose to Texans definitely.
I have the 49ers.
And they could easily, by the way, be swept by either the Steelers or
Browns.
That's
true.
Yeah.
However, we did beat the Steelers, and we both split with the Steelers and Browns, and that's us doing the same thing this year.
You definitely could. I'm just saying it's possible. You don't.
We got 4th in the division, sweeping the Bengals, splitting with the Steelers and Browns.
Yeah. You could.
Okay, yeah. AJ, we'll see, man. And you know what, AJ? If we are proven wrong,
yes,
we want you to call back in,
and we'll
after the season.
We'll eat our words.
And I want you to just talk shit to us, all right? And we'll eat it all, man.
Well, you'll eat it all.
Oh, by the way, Cowboys stink. Philly 500's right. Cowboys stink. What? Philly 500 is right.
I really understand what he just said there.
He said Cowboys stink.
Philly 500 may be a team that, but he's right about that.
Why did this come in an attack Sean here? What's going on?
Because you're a Cowboys fan, and everybody hates Cowboys fans.
Why does everybody hate the Cowboys?
But don't worry, Sean. The Bears will take care of the Eagles, just like we took care of the Baltimore Ravens and the rest of the AFC North in Trubisky's rookie year when we swept that division.
We're going to sweep the Eagles, my Cowboys. I'm not worried about that one bit.
My Super Bowl prediction is Eagles and Colts. That's my Super Bowl prediction.
That could be the Super Bowl. That could be the Super Bowl. I know Chris and Sean will disagree.
I'm sick of hearing about the Eagles in the Super Bowl. God.
But thank you so much, AJ, for calling, man. We appreciate that, dude. All right, man.
No problem.
Great talking to you, buddy.
We'll talk to you later.
Later, buddy.
Bye. Wow. I mean, he's very confident about the Baltimore Ravens, Chris.
I like it.
I get it. It's his team. He's confident. And you know what? To be fair, the Ravens have been a very consistent team over the years. Last year, they surprised. They got hot. He believes in Lamar Jackson a lot more than we do. That's the bottom line.
Oh, he has to, right? It's not like they have any other choice,
So what's up, Colonel? How you doing? Damien Estrada, if you want to call in, it's Fury Calls, not Sports Fury.
Nope.
All right, we're looking for our next caller. We got, here we go here. This right here.
Yeah. No.
All right.
An answer?
Yep. Hello.
Perfect.
Who we got here?
Hello? We're looking for our next caller. We got, here we go here. Yo.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. What's up?
Can you turn down the background noise? I think you got the stream on.
So I just want to ask if you guys talk about the NFC South.
We have not talked about the NFC South. This is Josh Matalk?
Yeah, it is.
What's up, Josh? How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up, Sports Fury Nation? What's up, Chris?
All right, what you got for us, buddy?
Josh Shazam. Josh Shazam in the chat.
That's Team Sean member right there.
Speaking of Team Sean, Hellor has a $2 donation. Says everyone needs to get off my leader. #Team Sean.
Damn right, Hellor.
Thank you, Hellor. Go ahead, Josh Matalk. What do you got?
All
All right, so I'm gonna like take the Falcons out of the equation because I'll be a homer, but like besides Saints are the number one team in that division. So do you think like the Panthers will have a chance? Like Carson, I mean Cam Newton has like a question mark because like we don't know if he could throw or if his shoulders like back to 100%.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah.
That's the biggest question. What do we know about Cam Newton going to the season? Is if he's good to go?
Yeah.
Then yes, I think the Panthers are a contender in the division because they're very good defensively. I love what they did during the offseason. And offensively, Christian McCaffrey, he is one of the top tier running backs in the league. I love what they use with him. And DJ Moore, he's going to take a big step. Samuels.
They're actually saying Samuels might be that guy.
He could be that guy.
They're saying he's turning him from just that athletic receiver to actually being a receiver.
And Cam Newton never really had that great wide receiving core.
No.
I think he's got one now.
Yeah.
And
that whole division is going to be tough to choose. Cam Newton and them should bounce back.
And
Falcons should bounce back.
And don't forget Tampa Bay. They had one of the top offenses last year, all year long.
The number one passing offense.
And and they have a new head coach.
Yeah, I'm not a big Bucs guy. I don't believe I get the offense. The offense definitely going to be still very good. Obviously Fitzpatrick played great. He had that IQB rating the first 5-6 games he came in. I'm still not a big believer in the Bucs, even with Arians, who I respect. He's a great offensive mind. But going back to the Panthers, when the Panthers are good, when you look over their history, they are a very disciplined football team. They don't commit penalties. And if they can get back to that, and Cam Newton can be healthy, and they don't beat themselves, yes, the Panthers could definitely contend for second place in the NFC South. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and also Ron Rivera is taking over the defensive play calling as well as Dan Quinn.
And this is a make or break year for Ron Rivera, I think.
Yeah, I think he's on the hot seat.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, but it all rests on Cam Newton. They're being very cautious with Cam Newton in the preseason. I'm not sure if he'll even play a snap in the preseason. And because they don't want to get into a situation with Andrew Luck, not letting that shoulder heal when it needs time to heal, and then all of a sudden he's out for 2 years.
Who's your backup? Who's the backup to Cam Newton?
They drafted Greer, Will Greer.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
If he can't go right away,
Will Greer,
it could be ugly for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cam Newton's that whole team this year. I mean, that if the team's going to be very successful, Cam Newton's going to have a resurgent year. He's going to get back to that top 7-8 quarterback in the league.
Yeah. Now, real quick, we do have a $2 donation from Hell Lord. He says, nope. Saints own the South. # who dat.
I don't know, man. The Atlanta Falcons, they could have a say in that division. And Josh Matok, you're a diehard Falcons fan.
Yeah, I am. The thing is, I think for the Falcons, there's no more excuses. We have the talent in both sides, and we have the coach, and we have the quarterback, and all the weapons in the world, and everyone on defense is back. For us, there's no more excuses. If we don't reach the Super Bowl, I don't know. It's probably Dan Quinn. I don't know.
I don't know if you could be that. I mean, I agree they have to have a good year, but I don't know if it's Super Bowl or bust. I mean, you guys, what did you win? I know it was obviously due to injuries, but you guys won 6 games last year. I think if the Falcons make the division around this year, as a Falcons fan, I don't think you could be too upset with that.
Right. And you guys lost Tevin Coleman, but I really like Ito Smith.
Yeah, Ito Smith should be a big, and they're apparently saying Devontae Freeman's having an amazing camp.
Actually, you think Ito Smith is the backup running back for Devontae, but he's actually not favored. It's actually our draft pick, Quadre Olson from Pittsburgh. He's actually favored as the second string running back.
He's a favorite right now.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting. What are they gonna do with Ito Smith? Put him at fullback?
I think Olsen had a better camp than Ito Smith.
Is Ito Smith gonna run fullback? Because I've seen them do that before, right?
Yeah.
Put him at fullback so you have a little bit a good runner right there and a good catching back out of the backfield.
Actually, our fullback is on the tight end. It sounds weird, but
so they're rocking a tight end at the fullback. Oh yeah, you see that either a running back or a tight end at the fullback. Nobody really has a true fullback anymore. I think the Cowboys might be the last team that has.
No one.
The Giants actually use a fullback. Elijah Penny. They brought him in mid-season last year. Okay. Yeah, but I see What are you getting? Whataburger?
And the Bills.
Josh, what happened?
Mr. Bad Dog just said something in the chat that just really fucking triggered the shit out of me.
What?
He said, since he didn't see it, I'll type it again. Daniel Jones over Mitchell Trubisky. Video coming soon. First off, why are you comparing him to Mitchell Trubisky? Why are you saying him over Trubisky? Where did that come from? This is a
thinks he's better
fucking
than
guy.
everybody.
This is a fucking guy who hasn't even taken the goddamn field in a regular season game, and he's gonna say he's better than anyone? Fucking
Get outta
literally
here.
anyone in the NFL? Get the fuck out of here! I can't wait for that video, Bad Dog.
I can't wait. He already did that for my. Of course, he's going to go after your quarterback. He went after my quarterback. Now he's going after yours.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. He's trying to trigger us, Josh.
Chris?
I don't know if you missed it, Sean. He already did one that he's better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I know. I saw that shit.
Oh, okay.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
We got a $5 donation from Hellor. It says, I agree when the Dirty Birds miss the playoffs, fire and cut everyone. Hashtag we own the South. Hashtag who dat. Yeah, I think Dan Quinn might be on the hot seat himself too. I think a couple coaches there have hot seats. So.
Oh, I know MH. I know he's trolling. I know he's trolling.
100%. He's trying to get us triggered. You know.
He's probably going to use this very clip in
Yeah,
fucking video.
He probably will. He probably will.
You guys like Jameis Winston?
Jameis Winston, this is... You
know what?
You were just talking about Jameis Winston earlier.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston this year, it's make or break. He has to have a good year, and there's no excuses with the addition of Bruce Arians. I don't believe in him, though. I just don't. To me, he showed flashes, I think, in his second year, but I'm not a Winston guy. I don't think he's going to be successful. He might put up decent stats, but I don't think the Bucs do well.
You know
this
what?
year.
I'm actually in the opposite. I think Jameis Winston's going to have a great year this year. If you go look at Bruce Arians' history with quarterbacks, none of them have ever been under the top 10 in quarterback rating,
He's the quarterback
completion percentage, anything.
He's the quarterback whisperer.
He's a quarterback whisperer. This guy, and I'm telling everybody for fantasy purposes, Jameis Winston could be a sleeper quarterback, possibly get him as your backup. Just throwing that out there.
We got a
I think he's
$5
gonna be great.
We got a $5 donation from Bad Dog. I mean, not from Bad Dog. Fuck. Philly 500 says, "Do it, Bad Dog. I'm waiting for it." Oh, just you wait, Philly. Just you wait.
He's gonna
Because
say that Carson Wentz.
before you know it, we're gonna see a video saying how Daniel Jones is gonna be better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Just wait for it.
Watch.
You think like Daniel Jones will start over Eli
No.
at some point this season?
Well, maybe towards the end of the year.
Depends on how the
At
season
some
goes.
point, yeah. But yeah, I don't think it'll be. I was looking at the schedule, and originally I was saying it'll be after the bye. But after the bye, they play at Chicago. So, are you really going to throw a rookie quarterback into the fire against the best defense in football? I don't see it. So, I don't know when they're going to bring him in. It all depends on how the team's playing. But if they're kind of competitive, I don't see him playing until the last 3 or 4 games.
And you know what else might be depending on that when Daniel Jones starts? Depends on how bad the Cowboys murder Eli week 1. Because it could be a massacre.
It depends if Zeke comes back.
We don't even need Zeke against the Giants. We'll beat the Giants either way.
All right, Alfred Morris is not going to be.
Alfred Morris is not going to be our backup.
Good.
So I think Tony Pollard is going to be our backup.
Josh, what the hell are you watching in the
I
background?
don't know. He's watching something.
My brother's playing Fortnite.
Get the fuck
Gotcha.
out of here. You should be playing Madden. Chris, do you got Madden yet?
Yeah.
I do not have the new Madden yet. But when I get it, I will.
You gotta get it, man, so we can play. I'm
I got Madden.
terrible.
Josh is bad.
I don't play video games.
So far, I've only lost once.
Oh,
I've only
yeah.
lost once in the game.
He lost to Rocha yesterday.
Yeah, no, I'll probably get it next week, maybe. We'll set that up.
Oh, Madden is garbage? No, I actually
Anything
like
else,
this
buddy?
new Madden. I really like this new Madden. Punk 'em. I really do.
All right.
Ooh.
All right, Josh Matalk, anything you want to say before we let you go, bro?
All right. That's all. I'll just shout out to the SPORTSFURY Nation, Josh and Sean and Chris and Tanner, and I can't wait for the football
Sir. Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate
And
it.
Josh
All
Matalk,
right.
as always, man,
All right.
thank you for everything you've always
Yeah.
done for us. You're a real one, dude. We love
Yeah,
you.
love you, man.
Yeah. I love you guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I wonder how much he loves us.
How much?
I
A
wonder-
lot?
One of these
A
days
little?
he's going to have to prove it to us.
Oh, yeah. They all have to.
We got the donations?
Yeah, we got a couple of them. Hell Lord, $2. By the way, Chris, why the fuck is Shermer still your coach?
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. First off, he's only been the coach for 1 year, and in the Giants' history, they don't give up on coaches unless they're Ben McAdoo, who was a complete jackass. The way he handled the Eli situation,
And
the way
plus, he looked like
handled
a
the media.
pedophile, and you can't have that around.
Yeah, and he looked like a pedophile. Yeah, once he switched his
That was so
hairstyle,
creepy,
you know.
bro.
But But I actually don't hate Pat Shermer. I think Pat Shermer handles the media very well. I liked how he stood up to Odell Beckham, something that our previous coaches never did. And I think Shermer has a good offensive mind. You just need to get the right pieces in place. We've seen him succeed in the past. Case Keenum is an offensive coordinator, led that guy all the way to an NFC title game. Nick Foles had the third highest QB rating in the history of football in a single season with him as his offensive coordinator. And Sam Bradford had his best year of his career with him as his offensive coordinator. So I do think Pat Shermer has a good offensive mind. He needs the pieces in place, though. And he's starting to get them with Saquon Barkley. Hopefully Daniel Jones is good. But I do like Pat Shermer. I think Pat Shermer could be.
You
a
also
got
to remember he came into a situation where it's not like he drafted any of these players.
Nope.
He didn't build this team.
Nope.
You got to give him some time to build the team, get it going, and put his pieces to see what he can do.
And it was like I was saying, I think a couple of weeks ago, I was saying I love the direction that the Giants are taking when the bad dog came onto the show.
Yeah.
I love the direction you guys are going.
Yeah.
I think it's the right moves.
Yeah, they're rebuilding through the draft. They're getting young. They had a 10 or 11 picks in this year's draft. Hopefully they're good this year, but if they're not, they're going to have more early picks next year. They're still going to have Barkley on a rookie contract for 3 more years. They're going to have Daniel Jones on a rookie contract for 4 more years after this year. And they're going to have $100 million of cap space next year.
Yep.
So the Giants are definitely setting it up to be a very competitive football team for a 3 or 4 year stretch in a few years.
Kid Blue, who is awesome.
Yes.
Everyone knows him around the community.
Yeah, he's great.
Says Daniel Jones over Trubisky and Dak, bake on it. Kid Blue, I know what you're trying to do. Thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you, buddy. But he's trying to trigger us.
What is that literally based on?
Yeah.
What are you basing on that?
What film?
Kid Blue?
I got to be honest, and I think it's a bit of a troll job by Bad Dog. And I like Daniel Jones. I think he could be good, but it's way too early to say. And I don't even love that. I don't think Dak's that good. I think he's okay. He's an okay quarterback. But Dak's had success in this league. He had a 13-win season his rookie year. Granted, he had great pieces. You guys won 11 games last year. I got to see Daniel Jones play. But could he be better? Sure. But
you know what, Kid Blue? After that Giants and Bears game, Chris is gonna be on here. We're gonna stream that game, or it's probably gonna be on Chris's channel. But we're gonna stream that game. And post game though, Kid Blue, I would love to debate that with you, or Bad Dog, or all you Giants fans. I don't give a fuck because Mr. Trubisky is gonna outplay Eli Manning.
That's if Daniel Jones even
fucking
plays.
Daniel Jones, whoever. I hope it is Daniel Jones.
I
hope it is, so he can get sacked 6-7 times, and he throws about 4 or 5 picks. But here you go. Here, Kid Blue, why don't you just trade sides, okay? Here, I'm gonna put this Bears head on you, okay, Kid Blue? And won't you come and be a Bears fan, bro? Come be a Bears fan. Can you say bear down? Bear down, baby. There you go. Give me my hat back.
I love Kid
He
Blue.
is.
Kid
He's
Blue's
awesome,
got a
dude.
great channel.
What's up, QC? All right, Sean, let's take our next call. We're gonna take a
All
few
right.
more calls and we're gonna head out of here. What do you think, Chris? Is that good?
Yeah. As long as you guys want to stay on.
All right, here we go. Let's take our next call. All right, go ahead. Let's take this one.
All right. Oh, I already took one.
Oh, you're here. Who's this?
Jose.
Who is it?
Josh Patak is still on, by the way.
No. Is he?
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
It says Josh Patak.
It just says that. So
Okay.
He's not on here.
Hello?
Yeah, who is this?
Jose?
Jose, what's up,
Oh,
Jose?
Jose? How's it
Thank you
going?
so much for calling in. We appreciate it. What you got for us?
I'm just a Cowboys fan like you, Sean. I'm wondering, what do you think about our boys today? About his first season?
About the boys this season? Well, we need Zeke. That's the most important thing right now at this very moment. Now, I'm not panicking just yet with Zeke because it's not like he would have played in these first couple preseason games anyways. But we do need him back, man. But with Zeke, I think we're a top team. I think we're a top 5 team in the league. We saw what we did with Amari Cooper in the second half of the season last year. He was the best receiver in the NFL last year. With Dak, I know everybody's like, oh my God, Dak, yeah. But with Dak, he was a top receiver in the league. Right. So with a whole offseason, a whole new offensive coordinator that's willing to throw the ball and put the ball in these receivers' possession and get them to make plays, I'm excited, man. Michael Gallup's look good. I really like Cedric Wilson, he got hurt last year. He was another rookie that got hurt last year. I think Dallas, as long as we get Zeke, we should be a top 5 team. But without Zeke, it's going to be tough. But I'm really excited about the season.
Hey, listen, I'm a Giants fan. Obviously, I don't like the Cowboys, and I agree with everything you just said. I think if Zeke is there, you guys have a top 3 or 4 defense in the league.
Yeah.
And with Zeke, I think you guys are the favorites to win the division. And I know everybody's picking the Eagles. Now, the one thing I don't like about the Cowboys right now, you guys kind of are all over the place, right? The Prescott's trying to get his contract. Doesn't seem like you guys are cohesive right now, which would definitely concern me a bit if I was a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
But if you guys have everything on the right page, I think you guys have I hate to say it, I think you guys have one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the NFC. So, you should be pumped up for this year if you're a Cowboys fan. You guys have a couple of years, I think. You probably have a 2-year window. Well, once you pay these guys, I think you guys are going to have to retool again after that via the draft. But I think you have a 2-year window here to try to win a Super Bowl, and this is your first year.
And it's an exciting time because I'm not. One thing, Jose, is I'm not one of those. I haven't said the Cowboys are going to be in the Super Bowl in years. I haven't even said we're Super Bowl contenders. I can't remember the last time I even said that we're Super Bowl contenders. All those years ago, even back in 11, I still didn't say it. But this year is the first year I've probably said it to Josh that I think the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender. With the defense itself. And Josh said he thinks it's too. So I'm not gonna go and just blow smoke and just say it because we had a great year last year or anything like that. It takes a lot of. We have the right pieces and we have the right coach, Chris Rishard. I love him on defense. Xavier Woods has been phenomenal in training camp. He's got a chip on his shoulder. So I think we have all the tools to do it, but we just got to get all the tools to be here, right? That's the only thing, man.
And I'm really excited about Kellen Moore. A lot of people are complaining about the way he made the calls in the preseason, but it's preseason. You're not going to give anything away, especially when it's going to be a new system. And all like Amari Cooper saying that that he really likes the plays that Kellen Moore is coming up with. They're shifting everything around. And not to mention, like I'm a really big fan of Jordan Lewis over Anthony Brown. I don't know why you don't give Jordan Lewis more playing time. Like Jordan Lewis and against the Saints, he showed what he could do when he gets the chance to play.
Jordan Lewis is our nickel guy. He's our third guy. Chidobe Awuzie and Byron Jones are our top guys. Jordan Lewis came in and he had to cover running backs, and he covered Alvin Kamara. He almost had a pick in the first quarter. And then he did get the pick in the fourth quarter to seal the game, right?
He get that pick.
So, Jordan Lewis has got potential. And Kellen Moore, you're right, man. A lot of people are shit on that, but from when he got drafted, when he was in college, everybody raved about this guy was how smart and how genius he was. That's why when Scott Linehan came over, he brought Kellen Moore over. He said this guy is just a smart, genius guy to have as a backup. Right? He helps everybody around him. So why not? They wouldn't just bring him on as a coach without them knowing that, Now he's got something to prove. He hasn't done anything in the NFL, but nobody does shit the first preseason game. Nobody does any exotic play calls. Nobody installs a full playbook. So it's all about warming up and not giving anything away. So you're exactly right, but it's still a question mark because he hasn't called plays yet, in the NFL.
Are you done yet?
So say.
I'm never done talking about my Cowboys. Not this year.
Chris, what do you think?
What do I think about the Cowboys? I think Cowboys, if everyone's on the right page, are the favorites to win the division. But I don't know if everyone's on the right page. That's what I worry about with the Cowboys.
Yeah. All right. Me too.
Say Zeke doesn't come back for like the first 5 weeks. Do you think Tony Pollard could be like the next James Conner? Like James Conner, everybody was down on the Steelers.
Well, there's no way of knowing that. There's no way of knowing that. But one thing I will say, Zeke is playing a very dangerous game because he has 2 years left on that deal for one. But the other thing, he could really hurt his value because if Pollard goes in there behind the offensive line that you guys have and he runs his ass off, everyone's going to say Zeke succeeded because of the offensive line, and it's going to kill his value on the open market.
Good.
So Zeke is playing with fire right now.
Yeah.
I think he's not being very intelligent doing what he's doing.
Yeah, it's tough to do this when you have 2 years left on your contract. But I don't think Tony Pollard is going – I like him. I think he's a good change of pace back, but I don't see him pulling off what Zeke does. Zeke is he's special.
The Dallas Cowboys, like I've told Sean all offseason, I think they are a Super Bowl contending team. But I think the thing that could prevent them from being that is themselves. Dak Prescott, with the money he's wanting, Zeke. If Zeke's not there, he's the offense in my opinion.
Yeah,
no disrespect to Zeke.
No, he definitely is.
I think he's been pretty damn good at quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. I think he's a really good fit over there. But Zeke is the glue to that offense, and I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But without Zeke, I'm gonna take him out of that contention. But as a complete team, I think they are a Super Bowl contending team. And we have a $5 donation from Hell Lord.
Yes, and he says, last donation, going home to the wife. Love you guys, except Chris. Enjoy y'all's night. Thank you, Hell Lord, and thank you for all the donation, buddies. You tell Mrs. Hell Lord that we said hi.
And Chris, he loves you. Kid Blue with a $10 donation. I can see the future. Dak is never offered $40 million. What a joke. And retires. And Mitch leaves the Bears.
Yeah. That's
and
crazy.
Mitch leaves the Bears because they keep losing in the playoffs from a missed kick. DJ goes on to win 5 Super Bowls with the New York Giants.
So he's like the new Tom Brady.
Kid Blue, that sounds like a terrible movie. You need to wake up, bro. Just kidding. Thank you for the donation.
I gotta tell you, man, Kid Blue is spot on.
5 fucking Super Bowls.
5.
No, he's gonna win. He's wrong.
Okay.
He's gonna win.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So he's gonna win.
Yeah. Okay.
He's gonna win as much as Tom Brady.
Okay.
You're right. He'll win 7. He's got to break the record.
Thank you so much, Kid Blue,
Thank
you so much, Hello, for the donations, man. We really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
And y'all go check out Kid Blue because I'm gonna destroy him. I'm gonna destroy him in the post game when it comes to the Bears and the Giants, and I'm gonna prove this dude absolutely wrong when he's talking about my Chicago Bears. But hey, Jose, you have anything last to say before we let you go, bro?
No, that'd be it, guys.
All right, thank you so much, and good luck to your Cowboys, man.
Yeah, go Cowboys, baby.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for calling.
Later, man.
Oh yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my God.
All right, hey, Chris. I mean, was that torturous for you?
No, I always like talking Cowboy fans. I always like to talk to people that are in the division. And to be honest with you, the Giants are out of it this year. I'm rooting for the Cowboys. I don't want to see the Eagles win the division.
Right.
See, that's why I like Chris.
Oh, let's take this next caller.
Well, we had that one caller call in. Should we try to get him on?
No, he's scared.
He's scared? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go
All right.
ahead. This guy's been calling. Hello? Who is this?
Did it pick up?
Hello? Hello?
Stage fright. Stage fright.
Stage fright?
It's not bringing him on.
Okay.
Wait, who is this?
The call didn't answer. So
No.
I guess he hung up.
Someone's talking. What are you talking about? Someone's talking.
Someone's talking? I can't hear him. Are you
Hello?
telepathically?
Wait, who is this? Say your name. Hello? Chris, did you hear that? I could have swore I heard that.
I can't hear nothing.
Whoa! I could have swore I heard someone talking.
You're smoking like crack, man. You didn't get all that cocaine.
I hear nobody right now. I was looking at the chat, but I didn't hear anybody.
All right, Sean, go ahead. All right, go ahead. Take the next caller. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Hello?
What's going on, Sports Fury Nation?
I told you someone was on the line, you fuckhead.
I just answered it. Look what you made me do.
All right. Why is Chris upside down? Okay.
Man.
Who is this?
Huh? This is Big Pat, man. The Samoan Chargers fan.
All right, we got another
Chargers fan? Oh,
Thank you for calling.
Hey, but you know what? I'm realistic, guys. I'm optimistic, but realistic as well.
All right, so what you want to bring up about the Chargers?
I wanted to say, what do you guys' thoughts on Melvin Gordon? If he should come back, do you think the Chargers should? I know they never really pay anybody. Do you think they should pay this guy as their Super Bowl window is very small?
I thought they should have paid him.
Yeah. He's definitely a top. He's integrated on that offense so much. He's in the passing game, running game, everything. Like, he's very important to y'all and a security blanket for Phillip Rivers. I don't see why they shouldn't pay him.
Yeah. We actually talked about this.
I've seen at training camp, Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson look really
They do.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, them plus Melvin Gordon, I mean, that would be.
They do, but they're
Yeah.
not Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, it's like imagine those two backs combined into one is Melvin Gordon. So like you put one of those backs in, you know what they're going to be doing with him, right? But yeah, Melvin Gordon, and you don't know if they're passing it or running it.
Yeah, and like you said, the other thing you got to take into account is the Philip Rivers age. You guys have a very small window. Rivers this might be his last year for all we know. I mean, I remember 2 years ago they thought it was going to be his last year. So he's got maybe a 2-year window where you have a chance to win. You need all hands on deck. So I think you need to pay him Melvin Gordon, and I think Melvin Gordon knows it, which is why he's holding out.
Yeah, I agree. If it fills me, I would pay the man, and if you don't like him, trade him next year or whatever. Get some value for him. I just say pay the guy.
We got a $2 donation from Kid Blue. It says, it was the ghost of Cody Parkey that I heard.
That he was hearing.
That I was hearing voices of.
The ghost of Cody Parkey.
Thank you, Kid Blue, for the donation.
Appreciate it, buddy. But yeah, no, y'all need to pay him, man. Now, you know, it kind of sucks that the market's so down for him. That's what sucks. It's not going in Melvin Gordon's favor. I don't know. The Chargers are holding on strong. So we'll see what happens. He wants to be paid right up there with Todd Gurley money, right? So he wants to be paid as one of the top guys.
But is he really worth that with his injury?
Yeah, it's true. And he got a little banged up last year.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. The other thing I wanted to bring up about Zeke, I completely understand why the Cowboys don't want to sign him to a long-term extension, not just with, you know, the 2 years left. His off-the-field history, you got to worry about that, too, if you're a Cowboys fan from a long-term
But if we
commitment,
do,
you know?
we can always put something in his contract. We did that with Dez. Dez had a lot of off-field issues in the beginning. And we put something in his contract that required him to have people around him, making sure he's staying out of trouble and had his own pretty much entourage. But the Cowboys provided him, you know? And so that's something that you can address.
I would want a revision like that. Yeah, if I was the Cowboys, I would want a revision like that. But yeah, Melvin Gordon, I think it's a no-brainer. I think they need to give this guy his money because, like you said, very small window, and they're one of the 3 favorites out of the AFC. They have to go for it right now. You got 2 years, and then you're gonna have to replace Rivers. So you got to go for it now. Now's the time.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think Philip Rivers should name his next kid Melvin Gordon so he can just sign with us.
Dude, I don't know how this guy is. He's not nowhere close to being done with having kids. This guy is crazy. I don't know how that's crazy, man. Goodness. All right, anything else you want to talk about, buddy? Before we let you go.
Man, I just wanted to say I'll trade Melvin Gordon for Zeke any day right now.
No. You stay away from my running back, buddy. Stay away. You ain't getting him.
All right.
But
and what was your name again?
I just wanted to say this sports.
What was your name again?
Pat, man, I'm in the chat. Pat Ropati on there.
Pat. Okay, Pat. Okay, perfect.
I appreciate you calling in, Pat.
Yeah, man. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate
Hey, Pat, are you subscribed to the Entertainah Talking Sports? Are you subscribed to the Entertainah Talking Sports?
Yes.
All right, there you go,
There
brother.
you go.
There you go.
You're making sure.
I appreciate it.
I should probably go do that too, huh? I should probably go subscribe to Chris, huh?
Bringing the best content, man. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, man. Hey, we appreciate you, dude. And thank you again for calling.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We'll talk to you later, man. All right.
All right, I think this is going to be our last caller. And it's going to be an interesting one.
All right. Who do we have on the lines
Who is
here?
this dingbat?
Oh, well, holy shit. I think I called the wrong show. What's going on?
What's up, Bad Dog?
Let me just tell you guys a few things. Number one, I never said that Daniel Jones is better than any of these quarterbacks. I said he will be. It's a series, and he's going to be better than.
Why will he? Why will he?
How?
What is this based off of?
What evidence that shows that he will be?
Better situation.
Better situation than the Chicago Bears
or the Cowboys?
Tell me, in what world is Daniel Jones in a better situation in New York than Trubisky is in Chicago
or Dak in Dallas?
I already discussed the Dak thing. Dak has the most talent he could possibly have around him, and the most he's thrown for in a season is 23 touchdowns. The guy
It's because he hands the ball off more. He doesn't need to. We have a great defense.
He was terrible without Ezekiel Elliott. He was awful.
No, he actually those 6 games. If you go look, the 6 games that Zeke was suspended, those first 3, yeah, they were bad. It was a challenge. Those last 3 though, he got better. It takes time to adjust when you lose your best player.
Did not get better. He had a good game against the horrible Giants in 2017. 3 of the touchdowns they threw in the last 10 games were against us. He's not good.
Stink.
He's not good. He's not going to have more talent around him than he ever has right now, especially if they give him $40 million.
They're not giving him $40 million.
That's a fact. I agree with that. He's not going to have more talent than he has right now. I'll agree with that.
As far as Trubisky goes,
yeah, I want to know this shit. Mm-hmm. This is going to be rich.
What is so good about him? He ain't got a Saquon Barkley.
Okay, no, hold on. No, we do not have a Saquon Barkley. We don't have a fucking Ezekiel Elliott. But let me tell you what we do have. We do have a damn good running game. As a whole, we got 3-headed backfield, man, with Mike Davis, with Tariq Cohen, and David Montgomery, who we just drafted in the 3rd round. This dude's going to be a beast, and he's going to prove to you why the run... we don't have that elite running back, but as a whole, our running game is going to be one of the best in the NFL. And that's just what we need.
The other thing I'll say, I'm obviously on Bad Dog side. I'm a Giants fan. I want Daniel Jones to be better. But from a Bears fan's perspective, one thing I would say that he does have for him, I think Nagy is one of the best young offensive minds in football.
The head coach.
And I think that the Bears defense is going to help the quarterback as well, but all the turnovers they creating short.
I don't see anything that the New York Giants have over the Chicago Bears as far as a better situation. Nothing.
Not right now. I agree with that. Not right now, but they could.
But Daniel Jones is our quarterback right now. He'll be our quarterback next year when we have $100 million.
Now,
then let's talk about it when he takes some snaps.
Now, I will say this. Is it possible that Daniel Jones could be better than Trubisky? Sure, that is possible. But we don't know anything about that right now.
That's what the series is. That's all it is. I'm not saying he's better right now. That's my whole series.
Okay. In that sense, then yes, he potentially could. He really could.
Okay, but fine. Let's give Bad Dog his delusional moments and let him fantasize. Okay. Not all these fantasies come true though. You know.
Who wins the Super Bowl first, the Bears or the Giants?
Dak Prescott's thrown one more touchdown in the last 3 years than Eli Manning has, and he wants $42 million a year.
He doesn't want $40 million. That was a bullshit report.
How much does he want? He wants more than Wentz?
He wants like 34, 35.
It's still delusional.
Hey, he's been more healthier than Wentz.
What is that? $500,000 a touchdown? That's what he wants.
Hey, as long as he keeps beating the Giants, I'm okay with it.
A lot more than that, Bad Dog. That would be 70 touchdowns.
No, $500,000 a touchdown, right? He's throwing 67 touchdowns.
Oh, I thought you meant on a year. Yes, for his career.
Hey.
That's not bad.
At least he keeps beating the Giants.
That's good money for him.
He keeps beating those Giants, baby. As long as he keeps beating that division, he's only lost 3 times in the division in all the years he's been playing. I'll take that.
Because that's right.
One thing I will say, Sean, 2 of those losses came to the
there's been 4. Sorry, 4 losses in the division. So, yeah, 2 of them came from y'all. Giants are the only team that have beaten Dak twice.
Right, and because we stopped the running game. That's how we did it.
That was a rookie year. Even Zeke was not even into it that first game. A lot of nerves. Zeke fumbled when he never fumbles. He fumbled the first game of the goddamn season.
He fumbled 6 times last year.
Oh, I'm talking about his rookie year. Zeke is fumbled, but he was known for not fumbling at all in college, hardly. But the NFL is obviously a different story.
He wasn't nervous last year, was he?
No, I'm saying, of course. He goes from college going to the NFL, and the NFL's a lot bigger guys, stronger guys. Of course he's going to fumble more.
He went from the college to the NFL last year.
What?
Barkley did not fumble 1 time last year. He went from college to the NFL. Where were his nerves?
Oh,
behind the shit.
He was bouncing to the outside every time. He wasn't going up the middle.
I'm pretty sure he hurdled one of the Amos last year.
He went up the middle plenty.
And then we cut his ass. Well, we didn't cut him. We let his ass go.
Get out of here. Get.
Go to the Green Bay Packers, you fuck.
I love you guys. I just want to say, you guys are the best. Entertainah, your moss is on point tonight.
Appreciate that, Bad Dog. I'm gonna see Bad Dog tomorrow. I get to talk about my moss all night.
In all seriousness, though, I know there was a few people, like I did that video today about Chris Carter, and I know there were some people, very few. People seem to love the video. Obviously, people hate Chris Carter, and they should. But, some guys saying to me, oh, don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. You guys know me.
Yeah.
I am a very passionate, raw, emotional.
That's what we love about you.
When I
didn't notice.
My mind, it goes. There's no holding back from me. So Chris Carter deserved that. I told people you ought to tweet that son of a bitch. He should see that video because I laid the smackdown on his dumb ass today, and he deserved it.
He did.
He deserved it.
He did.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Chris Carter's known for
Before
saying
you go
stupid
and try-
shit.
This guy's supposed to be an analyst. Now, I know today's day and age, these guys just say shit to say it, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But I take umbrage with that touchdown pass when he says it's ugly and it should have been intercepted twice. How? The safety did not look. The safety did not see Fowler, so he threw the ball.
Right.
Trying to say that he wasn't looking off the safety, he didn't need to look off the safety. The safety wasn't there.
Yeah.
So he hit a good throw.
Yeah,
But
no, I absolutely agree with that.
and if the safety did go with Fowler, that he wouldn't have went through his progressions because he went through his progressions the rest of the drive. So why wouldn't he went somewhere else? It's so stupid. People just want to hate on him. And hey, I was probably the most adamant against it, as everybody saw.
You know what?
And now I'm probably the most him, as everybody sees.
Sean-
It's pretty funny how
Sean and I,
that
we
works.
watched that game live.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones, we were saying repeatedly, Daniel Jones was very impressive on that drive.
Impressive. It's a good start and a good way to build.
I don't know
he needs to
what
build
the
that
hell
confidence.
Chris Carter was talking about. You
He's smoking
you
crack.
roasted his ass, and rightfully so.
Yeah, he deserves to get out.
I think Chris Carter was trying to stand out in the media. I think he was doing a troll job. I think he wanted to have that hot take and, play that devil's advocate guy that says, well, Dwayne Haskins only had 2 throws sail on him. Those were the 2 picks. All the other throws are good. And to be fair, a lot of the throws Haskins did make when you watch back the tape were good throws outside of those 2 interceptions. But those 2 interceptions were awful. And but I will say Haskins was asked to do more. I will agree with that. He made a lot of second and third read throws. Most of Jones's throws were quick first read throws. But you cannot knock Jones's performance. He looked fantastic. And Bad Dog's absolutely right when he says, yes, he didn't look off the safety, whatever, but he didn't need to. He saw that the safety had his back to the play, and he made the throw because of that.
But
it's just everybody.
No, I was just going to say, no, either way, like, obviously, this is the first preseason game. Nobody really game plans. Nobody does any crazy defenses. It's all very bland. And so I understand, like you don't want to get too hyped about Daniel Jones, but at the same time, this was a good start because you got to build his confidence. Like, this is his first drive in the NFL, right?
Right.
And you got to build confidence is key for a quarterback.
I mean, I'm not. My video is not sitting there saying he needs to be in the Hall of Fame and he's great and he's going to do all this stuff. My video is you can't. The first preseason game means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. Haskins threw a couple bad picks. He learns from it. Daniel Jones is going to have a bad game. He needs to learn from it. But Thursday night was not that night. He was perfect. And the ball placement was perfect. I don't care who's covering these receivers. He made all the right reads. He made all the right throws, and he didn't miss one. And it is amazing how his completion percentage was 100% when his receivers actually catch the ball, which is something they did not do in Duke. Okay? So there's a big difference. And I said this in the video, too, and this was, I thought, a key point. They would talk about all the lack of talent the Jets had on the field, right? Well, it was amazing how when Daniel Jones had superior talent to his opponents, how good he looked. It's like Dwayne Haskins looked really good throwing short screen passes when they're playing against Tulane and they're playing against Indiana and they're playing against Rutgers, right? So it's amazing how when you have superior talent, how good a quarterback can look. But when Dwayne Haskins was on the field with equal talent on the other side, he didn't look as good as he did in Ohio State. Now, I'm not saying he can't get better and he won't learn from this because he does have talent. But it is funny how when a team is more talented than the other, how good a quarterback can look. That was my whole point in everything I said about Daniel Jones being a lot better than people give him credit.
And also another thing, and I agree with everything Bad Dog said. Another thing I want to add to that. Yes, we were going up against the quote-unquote second team. I don't know, maybe they had some first-teamers in there, but it was a lot of second-team players on the Jets defense. But now, when Barkley was not playing, he did not play in that game, is basically a second-team offense. All their wide receivers are out, other than Golden Tate. Shepard wasn't playing. Evan Ingram wasn't playing. Barkley wasn't playing. That was their second-team offense. So it was kind of equal footing.
Right. Our line started. That was
the old
starting line.
Yeah.
That
But in
was
terms of position players, it was second team.
Yep. So I just find it all. I just don't know why people hate on him. You would think people would root for him since the reaction to him was so negative.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Like I was telling Chris earlier, Bad Dog, we're kind of in a similar boat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with us, with Trubisky, and you guys with Daniel Jones. Both these guys come from Tobacco Road, North Carolina, and Duke, not big college football programs. And for the most part, our fan bases were really pissed off about the situation of drafting our quarterback.
Yep.
And we're all feeling optimistic about our guys. I am about Trubisky, and you guys are about Daniel Jones. And you're right. I mean, I thought, and Chris is right too. I mean, Daniel Jones looked fucking amazing. And yes, even though it was against the second defense, like Chris was making the point, well, you guys you're pretty much your second offense.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think Daniel Jones looked pretty fantastic.
He made the throws. He put them right where the ball needed to be every
time. Did his job.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for a quarterback.
And for those who are tuning in right now, thank you guys so much for watching once again. And joining us here is the Entertainah Talking Sports. And also joining the call is Mr. Bad Dog 7676. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. I know a lot of you guys are already subscribed to these guys. They better be. But go subscribe to them because these guys are awesome and we love these guys.
Sean, I do want to ask you.
Yes.
What do you think the situation is with are the Cowboys going to sign all three of those guys, Dak, Zeke, and Amari Cooper? And the other thing, real quick, I don't get where Zeke has any leverage. He's under contract for 2 more years, correct?
Yeah.
Is he going to hold out for 2 years? Like, he's holding out the wrong year. He needs to hold out next year. How's he going to hold out for 2 years?
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
It makes no sense.
I understand why he's doing it because he knows because he feels like probably like, hey, I got to get paid now before Dak, because once Dak gets paid, it's going to be tough to get any more money, right? So Zeke is like, hey, let me hold out. Dak's not holding out, so they might make me a priority. That's my mindset, right? If I'm in his shoes, that's probably why he's doing that. Because that's, without Zeke, we're not a Super Bowl contender, and I'll admit that. So Dak is not holding out. Neither is Amari Cooper. So he's probably like, if I hold out, maybe they'll make my contract a priority and pay me first. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking from there. But no, right, he's got 2 years, and we still have rights to franchise tag him and all that shit. So we still have more than 2 years. I think 4 years we could franchise tag him twice. But now, are we going to re-sign them all three? I think so. Now, what sucks is if we do, that's going to kill us regarding our defense. Regarding Byron Jones coming up due next year, which we'll probably lose out on him. It's going to be tough with LVE. Now, but we have seen in the past that whenever teams sign quarterbacks to big deals like this, they'll restructure and keep restructuring and just make it bonuses and all this stuff so they'll free up some cap. That's what I'm kind of hoping they'll do with Dak, because we've seen that with all the quarterbacks pretty much. They get paid big. So I'm kind of hoping Dak will at least be cool with that so we can re-sign LVE and all these other guys. But I think we will. Jerry Jones is adamant about it. And Stephen Jones, but the only thing is Stephen Jones does not want to pay any of these guys the number one deals. Mm-hmm. If anything, Zeke deserves it, but not Dak or Amari Cooper. But
if you had to choose between Dak and Zeke, which one are you taking?
I'm taking Zeke. Yeah, I'm taking Zeke. Now, I love Dak. I like I said, I think he could progress into more. When we drafted him, I said it's going to take a few years for him to develop a passing game, and we've seen that, right? He's shown flashes, but he's been inconsistent. But at the same time, man, there's a couple quarterbacks coming out, possibly in the next couple years. So I don't see why we need to really bank it on Dak, right? So, but Zeke is just another animal.
Yeah. And with the foundation you guys have in place, not to say that anybody can do what Dak's doing. He's been successful, but you can find a quarterback in the draft with the foundation you guys have that can get it done. And you cannot find another Zeke. They don't grow on trees. No. So I agree with you. Even though the quarterback is the more important position in your scenario, I think Zeke is more important to your football.
And don't get me wrong. Before a lot of people forget, before Romo, Dallas is a shit show for quarterbacks. We had Testaverde, Drew Bledsoe, Quincy Carter. We were going through a carousel of quarterbacks.
Coach. Yeah.
Huh?
Your head coach, right? Jason Garrett was a quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, he was. Hey, he still has a record for Thanksgiving. I'm just saying. Cowboys history. But no, we had a carousel of quarterbacks. So don't get me wrong. Having a good quarterback that's durable like Dak is very important. But there are some quarterbacks coming out of college the next year or two that could still be a pretty solid.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be coming up.
We're not going to get him. That's going to be the number one overall pick unless we fucking bomb. That's not going to happen.
Could happen.
We're not going to bomb, Josh. Okay.
Well, we can only hope. We can only hope.
No, I do not hope for that.
Yeah.
Y'all can hope that.
No,
I do not.
I don't want them getting
But-
Trevor Lawrence. Hell no.
Well, not Trevor Lawrence, but I'd like to see him bomb.
I want Jason Garrett to get a very nice extension because I hear these rumors, and I don't want my boy Lincoln Riley going anywhere near the damn Cowboys. You keep him in Oklahoma. I don't want him.
Dude,
going
I
to
made that.
Dallas.
Did you?
Guy is a freaking genius, and
Dude.
whatever NFL team gets him is going to be a serious contender. I don't want that guy in Dallas. I'll be pissed.
This
if he
is my
goes.
hope, okay?
Sign Jason Garrett like a 10-year deal. I'll be very happy.
This is my hope. And I said this last year whenever we fired Scott Linehan, is I said I wanted Lincoln Riley as the offense coordinator or possibly head coach for the Cowboys to get rid of Garrett. I wanted Garrett gone. As I love Lincoln Riley. He's a quarterback whisperer too himself, just like Bruce Arians. This guy's made every quarterback under his system look phenomenal. And won the Heisman. Baker and then Kyler Murray.
Yep.
So
watch out for Jalen Hurts this year. Why not?
I hate OU, but I love Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, you shouldn't hate OU.
I fucking hate him. I'm a Texas guy. What do you think?
Why? Horns down, baby.
Did you hear they banned that now? Did you hear that?
Really?
Yeah.
They
banned horns down. You cannot do that excessively at a player that's taunting him.
Oh, bullshit.
Apparently. I just heard about that rule. I think it's the stupidest rule in the world.
That's weak.
But they made that a rule.
Can't call it the Red River Shootout anymore either. It's Red River Rivalry.
Yeah.
And Bad Dog, you're going to be streaming a lot of Sooner games this year, right?
All Sooner games.
All Sooner
yes.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Roche, they
That'll be
did sign
fun.
an extension. Lincoln Riley did sign an extension with the Sooners, but at the end of the day, I don't give a shit how good of a coach you are in college and how you're doing great. Every coach wants to take it to the next level and see what they can do in the NFL. That's like a dream of come true. Look at Saban tried it and it bombed, but then he went back.
Perhaps after 2020, the Giants think Shermer's gone and Lincoln Riley becomes
No. Let's calm down.
I know. And then Daniel Jones becomes Tom Brady, and all is good with the world.
I wouldn't be upset with that. I think the Giants give Sherman more of a chance, but if Lincoln Riley's the guy, I'm not gonna be upset with that. I would be upset with that.
Well, listen, guys, I'll let you go so you can take some more callers. I appreciate you taking my call. You guys are the best. I love you guys, all of you. Chris, I will see you tomorrow for the Giants show. And you guys have a great night, man. Take care.
Appreciate it, man.
Where's the Giants show going to be tomorrow? On whose channel?
It's on Chris's channel tomorrow.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Y'all go make sure you go check that out. Mr.
Yeah.
Bad Dog 76, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, buddy.
And y'all make sure you go subscribe to him.
Thank you, guys.
You have a good night, bro.
Mr. Bad Dog, I always love talking to that guy.
Yes.
Great guy.
I'm really looking forward to that Trubisky video.
Oh, God. I love debating with Bad Dog because he's so passionate. And
All right, we're going to take one more caller.
Uno más?
One more caller.
Okay.
And we're going to talk to Delano. Delano Steele, you going to call in, buddy?
Where's he at?
He says his Skype is DS, Sean.
DS?
DS.
DS, okay.
I know. He called Diz a long fucking time ago.
I haven't seen him call.
Delano Steele, you still there?
Delano. Hey, we know another Delano.
Yeah, we do. He's also a Giants fan. Jesus
Christ, Josh. Breaking everything around here. Yeah.
We don't need no Saquon Barkley in our backfield. We don't need it. It'd be nice, but we don't need it.
Wow.
You could use it. Let's be real.
I don't see him.
Stay cool. Thank you so much, man. And again, everybody who tuned in tonight, thank you so damn much for tuning in. And everybody who hit that like button, all those donations tonight, especially from Hellard, even though he was, ribbing Chris quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I know he loves Chris.
I know it's all in
Yes.
good fun. I know it's all in good fun.
I don't see him calling in.
And Chris, thank you so much for joining us, man. I mean,
Yeah.
this is fucking awesome tonight, man. You make a great
Oh,
team.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Thank you. We do. I think we do. I think that we might want to do this more.
We should.
Strange.
Definitely should. I don't think Delano's here anymore. I don't think he's calling in.
I think he left, or he's scared. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably both.
But anyway, all right, so I guess we're just going to go ahead and end it there.
Yeah.
But, Chris, anything you want to say, man, before we let you go? Do it. And again, guys, go subscribe to the Entertainah Talking
Yeah.
Sports. He is amazing.
Right, meow.
No, man. I always, of course, that's why we're gonna be working together a lot. I really respect your channel. I love what you guys do, and I always love coming on talking sports with you guys. Whether it be football, whether it be whatever, basketball. And I had a great time, great conversation tonight. Really enjoyed talking to your chat. Even Hellord. I mean, the guy likes to pick on me a little bit, but I know it's all in good fun. And yeah, man, just keep up the great work on your channel. And thank you for
You
having
know what
me
would make it better, though?
What?
Instead of him Skyping in, if he was sitting right here with us.
Would it, though?
Yeah.
He smells kind of weird. You remember last time? He
soon-
smelled weird.
Yeah. Eventually, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down.
As soon as I get I promise, as soon as I get my car working, everything's situated. I don't, it might be a month or two, but I will be in Texas sooner than later, and we'll definitely be working a lot together, and it'll be a lot of fun.
All right,
good.
Everybody, again, go subscribe to the Entertainah Talking Sports.
Do it now.
He's gonna be live tomorrow. Is this Delano Steele? Wait, is this Delano Steele right here?
I don't think so.
Hello. Hold on. Is this Delano?
Yes, it's Delano.
All right, okay. We've been waiting for you, buddy.
Your name
All
is
right,
like a bunch of random letters and numbers.
This is the last caller. What's up, Delano?
What's up, Delano?
Hey, I just wanted to say, first off, I had a fantastic time the weekend with you guys from NXT and SummerSlam. You guys did a phenomenal job with the play-by-play. Take care of my bro, Entertainah. You know what I'm saying? Been linked with him since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that you guys brought him in. That's basically how I found out about y'all channel and how I got linked in with you guys. Between him, Sir Cardinal, and Rocha and everything. But I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying, you guys your content and everything. So, it's been a pleasure just, linking with you guys in that regard. When it comes down to the situation as far as Chicago, Dallas, and New York, and who I believe would be a better situation, or at least I think is more Super Bowl ready. It's hard to say, only because, like I said, the situation as a whole, like Dallas might have the great squad, but your coaching is questionable. I think that Garrett really is a problem. I think you need to get rid of him.
I can't argue that.
Before you guys can take the next step. In Chicago, I think the problem is, again, it's little things. Always been known for their defense. I think that's what's carried them basically from, year to year when they had, even when they had like Forte and everything. I think their defense has always been what's propelled them to be more than just an average team. The quarterbacks, I mean, of course, the situation with Jay Cutler, him just being it's ridiculous. And I think that's what helped, set y'all back.
Yes.
So with the Giants situation, I mean, we're just young. I think that's all it is. I think the inexperience is the reason that we are not going to make any noise immediately. I think you give us about maybe 2-3 years. I think we'll be in the same conversation with you guys, and, we'll be more of a competent team going forward. And I think that's when that's when I could probably put more stock into that question, because I don't think either one of them are Super Bowl ready until the next 2-3 years.
Now, I will tell you this, Delano. I will say this, and in all sincerity, my Cowboys, I agree with you on Jason Garrett. I think he's built a great team. He's done a great job since taking over, drafting and putting pieces together. You can't. Nobody can argue that. We've probably been one of the best teams at drafting. Now, getting over that hump, I don't think so. I don't like it. I think we need. That's why I want Lincoln Riley. I said that last year. Whenever we fired Scott Linehan, I said get rid of Garrett too. I want Lincoln Riley. I think we need a new guy to take us over the hump. We've seen that happen before. With Tony Dungy, right? They replaced him with Gruden. Gruden got him over that hump and won it, right? So sometimes you need that, and that's why I think Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders. But my team to win the Super Bowl is the Saints. Like, I'll admit it. I'm not going to say my Cowboys are better than the Saints. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But they are contenders.
It's still a quarterback-driven league, and the Saints got that quarterback, bro.
Drew Brees is one of the best of all time. Michael Thomas and all that. So,
especially if they could get home field within that dome. I mean, Drew Brees, that Saints team is almost unbeatable in the dome.
Third time's a charm. They got fucked over the last 2 years. Give them
exactly right, Chris.
Get them in there. God.
Yeah, something about that voodoo. I don't know. Maybe it's the voodoo in New Orleans, and maybe got to backfire or something like that. Because it's crazy the last 2 years how it's kind of been like, okay, well, you guys are basically the favorite based off of the opponents that they play, and then they end up losing in some crazy fashion. So I don't know. Maybe it's a reverse of the voodoo in there. I don't know. But overall, as far as like this year, I don't know if Kansas City has done enough to get over the hump with their defense to where they could have, because I feel like at the end of the day, like I think last year a coin flip could have been the one thing that decided the factor in who wins the Super Bowl. I think they could have probably won it if and it's just a luck of the coin flip.
Yeah, that was a great
so Kansas
game.
City looks
great fucking game, and they ruined it with
Kansas City looks like it could be one of those teams that could repeat going to the playoffs and being the favorite. I don't know, because of the fact that they lost Kareem Hunt. I felt like Kareem Hunt was just as pivotal in them being the team that they were last year. Tyreek Hill, that situation, you don't know. It's hard to call, but and even like the Chargers, I feel like that's kind of a messy situation with Melvin Gordon doing what he's doing right now, and I feel like the one thing I will say though, and I have a real problem with this with the NFL. At this point, I feel like maybe it's time to start guaranteeing these contracts. 100%. If you're $1 billion business, and your players are the product, we have to start doing something for these guys. And I feel like, again, I get it because the injury risk is a lot more higher with the NFL than it is with the MLB and the NBA. But these guys put it on the line every day for you guys, for the owners to make billions of dollars, for the team to make billions of dollars. Oh, yeah. So it doesn't make sense to me where you have to have these guys basically beg you for a contract. Or beg you for more money than they deserve.
Talking about the contract, talking about that contract though, talking about NBA and MLB being fully guaranteed. The NFL, these injuries that these players can deal with, can be life-threatening, right? With CTE and all this, they can be life-altering. Yeah. Like you see guys, all these issues in the back, and they've gotten sued obviously for
the head injuries.
It's so scary to think about. You're putting your life on the line for a game that you're not even getting fully guaranteed money for. But yet, don't get me wrong, NBA and MLB has injuries, but not life-threatening in my opinion, right? So
not on the same level. Yeah. Not on the same
100%.
level. 100%.
No, you might get career-ending in MLB and in the NBA, but life-threatening. I think that right there alone calls for where you should guarantee my money. Yeah. And insure my contracts, because that's another thing too. Because I get it from the other side of it too. If I'm a high-paid player, and I go down with a career-ending injury, you don't want to sit there risking having to pay me $38 million a season, and you don't get anything out of me, and then it takes your organization back. But insure the contracts then, if that's the situation.
Oh yeah,
because at the end of the day, again, and I can't stress it enough, you make billions with a B, a capital B. And you can't tell me that, we just don't have it we don't have it right now for you guys.
You know what? It's the players' faults though, man. At the end of the day, I'm not going to put this on the owners. I'm going to put it on the players. The last CBA talks, all they gave a shit about was less practices. Why don't you give a shit about your guaranteed contracts? Like, they gave Roger Goodell so much power. They didn't give two shits about him having all that power he has. They didn't give a shit about a guaranteed contract. All they wanted was less practices.
Yeah.
We're being a baby, ask for real shit.
This will be a huge topic probably, because aren't they potentially going on strike in a couple of years? That's
possibly
when the
next season, I think. They
could have a lockout season.
I think next season.
And I'm sure that will be probably the biggest topic they talk about with all the injuries that these players have, is getting maybe not a fully guaranteed contract, but more of a guaranteed amount of money.
And Roger Goodell having so much power. They got to get rid of that power out of his hands.
Yeah,
fucking shitty ass.
And on top of that, I think if you shorten the contracts, that'll help out too. If you give it maybe 3 to 4 seasons, as opposed to trying to go for the 5-6 season type of deals and stuff like that, maybe that'll help out in that regard as well. Because I'm tired of hearing about these franchise tags too and all that stuff, and it's like you're trying to cripple the player from going forward and maybe seeing what his options are elsewhere, or even seeing what his value is up front. Some guy might be willing to pay that $15 million for this one player, but because he's franchise tag, we only can pay you about $9 million, $10 million right now, but you have to take the deal. Like, no one's forced to have to take a deal. No one should be forced to have to take a deal. So, I think that's something that they should address, and I hope they do address it. Because at the end of the day, these guys do deserve their money. They worked hard for it, and I feel like, especially when you have elite players, and because let's be real, Antonio Brown is an elite receiver. Now his diva antics make you question whether or not he should get it. But if we're just talking about on the field, gameplay action, he's worth the penny. He's worth every penny.
Yeah.
Same thing with Le'Veon Bell. These guys will complain. Melvin Gordon, again, I don't see much of the Chargers, so I can't tell you, but, overall, I feel like if you're sitting here telling me that you're a playoff team and this guy was pivotal in that situation towards getting you to the playoffs, then, yeah, maybe we should start, considering paying these guys. But one thing I will say is wait till your contract is up before you start doing that. Stop waiting 2-3 years before your contract is up and, oh, I got a problem with this, or I'm worth more money than this guy because you paid this guy. Like Michael Thomas getting paid $100 million. I don't want to hear Julio Jones come out of the blue talking about, well, if you paid this guy that much, I should be worth more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
But let it be where the team that values you, or any team that values you, tells you, hey, you know what? I do think you're worth more than this. I do feel that you're worth more than this, so I'm going to pay you this, as opposed to looking for every team and trying to handcuff them, because at the end of the day, you might be handcuffing that organization to where we're paying you all this money and we can't do anything else.
Oh yeah, the cap. They got to fix these contracts.
Yeah. The other thing this does is it kind of screws up the chemistry of the football team. I mean, you look at the Dallas Cowboys right now. Ezekiel Elliott's not there. He's supposed to be the leader of your football team. You're now 2 weeks into training camp, and I'm assuming he's not practicing, right? If he's holding out, and so stuff like this screws up the chemistry of your football team. Now, sometimes it's not that big of a deal, but it definitely could be.
It can be. I'm trying to hold out hope and not panic too much. But if he doesn't report by next week, I'm gonna start panicking.
Yeah,
I am.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to play at all in the first 2 preseason games. There's no point. But by week 3, and I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
But, hey, Delano, we appreciate the call, man.
Yes.
I mean, that was a hell of a call. We appreciate you, getting it all out there, man. That was awesome, dude.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys and your content, man. I'm an immediate fan, and you'll definitely be seeing me and hearing more from me. So y'all have a good night. Salute to everybody in the chat, and take care.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Have a good night, buddy.
All
right. That was Delano Steele, man.
Yeah, good call. Right,
awesome
good
guy.
way to end it,
Yeah, Delano's been with me since I had like 100 subscribers. He's he's a great subscriber. Not just me, but a bunch of people in the sports community.
Hey, I've seen him around. Around the community, around Bad Dogs channel, Sir Cardinal. Mm-hmm. He's been around Rochas, and Delano, man, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, man. Buddy. And we had a hell of a weekend too, as far as the wrestling stuff goes. Yeah. But that was a great call, and Chris, once again, thank you so much for joining us, man. Like I said, man. Once you're out here, and we're all 3 of us here together, the chemistry's gonna be even better than what it was. This was a phenomenal fucking show, man. I love talking sports with you, dude.
Love it.
Yeah, this was a great show. I had a great time. This was the whole show. It flew. Well, how long were we on? We started at what?
We've been live for over 3 hours.
4 hours?
3 hours.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh my God! It flew. I had a lot of fun.
Time flies when you're having fun, right? Yeah.
But all right, guys, we're gonna let you guys go. I don't know if Rocho is gonna be streaming later or whatever, but if he is, I'll be over there. But the Entertainah and Bad Dog are gonna be streaming tomorrow. Where?
On
Chris the Entertainah's channel. So make sure you guys tune in to Talking Giants.
And the link is in the description box down below. If y'all want to go sub up Chris, if y'all haven't done so, go do it now.
All right, Chris. Everybody, we'll see you guys later. Y'all have a very good night, and y'all take it easy.
Bye.
Too sweet. Bye. Bye.